Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a terrific Tuesday night. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe as we bring you WWE NXT tonight. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. So much going on in the wrestling world. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that brings you more live reaction than anybody else out there. We got NXT on tap tonight. It's going to be a fun one. Lots to talk about, lots to get into. The Rascals will be making their NXT debut in a six-man tag, plus lots of other rumors. Who's going to be here, who's not going to be here, and so much more. Plus, coming off the heels of a Raw, heading towards a Dynamite. There is plenty to get into in the wrestling world. But, folks, for the next couple hours, blow up that chat, click all the buttons, be a part of all the fun. And I will remind you, you will be hanging out with Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, my guy, who else could we see potentially show up from the proverbial portal, the prohibited portal, I should say, the forbidden doors, all of that here tonight? Do we potentially get a Stephanie Vacour? She already made her debut on a house show in Mexico City. Does she show up and challenge Roxanne?
She could. I mean, again, it's funny because you mentioned like the forbidden door, the prohibited portal, whatever the fuck you called it. I mean, for me, she's in. She's got invited in the house. She doesn't even have to use that back door, that doggy door.
Right. But it'd be her debut. It's the same thing like if we got a Julia, potentially City Machine Guns, they can kind of wrap up their indie dates, it appears, which would be interesting because that seems to be only one side of the way they don't work the indie dates anymore. So we'll see with that. We had Joe Hendry last week here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Joe comes back. It would be interesting to see, they already got Stephanie in a house show, so I guess they're wasting very little time to get her into the mix, get her involved. Right. So, yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of potential there for that. We got the Rascals. There's still Moose rumors. Julia's still out there. We're not sure what she's up to. Again, the list is long. NXT has found a way to cook on Tuesdays.
100%. Well, and it's when they bring in a talent from outside the promotion, outside the company and everything, they manage to make sure that they put an emphasis on them and make sure. I know people were all boo-hooing when Joe Hendry got eliminated, first out of the Battle Royal.
Shut up.
But it was to build to the backstage moment with Shawn. It was to build to it's the big reaction, the big show up when he just shows up whenever, wherever.
Yeah, there's a rhyme and reason to it. And again, people automatically assume like, oh, Joe's here. He's got to win the Battle Royal. He's got to be number one. Like, there's other shit going on, guys. And I think the wrestling fans, again, they get it a little bit twisted. And that worked out perfectly. We've seen the follow-up to it. No problems at all as far as how they're making TNA look. I mean, it's going back and forth. Jordan Grace looked like a star. Hell of a couple matches. Came in, got a win on TV. Joe Hendry gets a pin in a main event. So, yeah, I mean, we got to be realistic about what we are getting from this company and what they're doing with this relationship.
Absolutely. But also on tap, we do have Femi defending his North American Championship against Duke Hudson.
Duke Wellington going to go after the North
American U.S. title.
The United Nation title, apparently.
Right.
But, yeah, very interesting. We'll see how this plays out. I mean, Chase U's been a weird anomaly. How this match is going to happen, we'll see. I mean, again, I think it's just another excuse to get Oba in the ring and absolutely, kind of be the dominant force that we've seen him be.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie, I had the kayfabe, I had the mystique broken slightly. I've seen the video going around of to where Oba doesn't actually naturally speak with that accent. So it's a little Apollo Crews. But boy, how does he make it work?
Absolutely. I thought it was legit. I was with him the whole way.
I saw somebody floating around a video of like when he was first getting like the tryouts and being backstage and everything like that, and they talked to him, and he's still got a nice speaking voice and everything like that. But
He's
yeah, no, just stay with that, because that's how we know you. That's how you came in, and you feel imposing and twice the badass with that deep ass voice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a little shocked to hear it, but there's a couple things popping up in the chat, so I'm going to say hello to the people because I do want to stop on a couple of these comments. Vance, good to see you. Boston, not good to see you.
Not good to see you. Not good to see you, Boston. Vance, you're good. Boston, no dice.
No dice. Boston, welcome back. Not sure what I'm looking forward to. Figure that from you on a Tuesday. Rocco's back with us. Fun fact, very interesting. I saw that today going around. So cool. Rocco, welcome back. Jeff, hoping for some MCMG or MCMC tonight. Swear to God. But the Motor City Machine Guns are still in the lurch. We don't know.
Right.
Eric, good to see you. Hey, buddies, interesting tonight. We are getting Tatum versus Izzy, two ladies that challenged Jordan Grace for the TNA. That is very interesting about that matchup. I didn't even think of that when I saw it.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think about it until I saw Eric's comment here. It's kind of crazy to think about.
Maybe they both get jumped. Dun, dun, dun. They got to team up. Looking forward to the Rascals versus Gallus. Absolutely. I think we're all looking forward to this one. Rascals make their appearance last week. They get a huge pop. Stop, their buddy from quitting wrestling again. He's turning into the Leo Rush of NXT. But he stayed. And tonight we will get the Rascals versus Gallus.
Outside of Jordan, I was almost about to say, was the Rascals showing up on NXT like the biggest reaction that we've had from somebody showing up from TNA on NXT? But then I'm instantly like, nope, Jordan Grace, nope, Joe Hendry. So
there's been a few.
But no, it's still even the reaction for the Rascals that you outside of TNA heads or people watching Wrestling Revolver don't seem to really know a ton about, but still just over like Rover here.
No, absolutely. And I mean, I think it's been, again, we can't say enough about the surprises and the twists and turns. But Damien, good to see you. Kevin, welcome back. Kyle, good to see you. Roman, good to see you. The Chomp is here. MDB in the house, the prediction champion. And his belt will be on the line Saturday for Slammiversary. Good luck, buddy.
Right.
An appearance on NXT. Steve Macklin would be an interesting one, former WWE talent for sure.
He would be interesting. Josh Alexander would be interesting. Hammerstone, when it comes crashing down, I still want that.
Here's the interesting thing about Hammerstone, though. I feel like he hasn't had much of a presence on TNA or anywhere for a hot minute now.
That you're very valid with that. It's kind of interesting. He he was in the spotlight when he signed, and then he's kind of poof.
Yeah, like who's he feuding with? Does he have a match going in? I do not recall any Hammerstone news lately. Something we'll ask Anthony maybe, but
right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He's screaming at his computer right now. They don't fucking know.
Happy birthday, TJ. You're catching up to us. You're catching up.
Yeah, I got a year.
Happy birthday. Let's give him some balloons.
Oh, there we go.
Word up odds. Happy birthday to TJ. Julia, I'll never make a fool of you. There you go. MKM, welcome back. Good to see you. Did you see the interview? Listen, I want to address this one real quick.
Go ahead. You got 5 minutes.
So I'll make this quick. But people took the excerpt, like a part of that interview about how, I was the last one to sign and I didn't really like it. But what struck me as incredibly odd, and what struck me, like, it had me stopped in my tracks earlier today, as far as, like, literally, you're being told what you're doing and you can't help yourselves. So Cody makes the comments about the perception that he was the last one to the table, but technically he was the last one to sign on the dotted line, but he was in, hands-on the whole way through. And, more AEW defenders turn fans off than on, and then you just look at the comments, and the comments are just like, he's full of shit, so you said that, so you're saying they didn't lie. Yeah, he's saying they didn't lie. They more embellished than lied, but it didn't sit well with him. And all these defenders come running out and do exactly what he accused them of doing, and it's a turnoff. We talked about it with O'Shea Jackson Jr. Like,
Right.
it is a turnoff.
100%. And that's the thing, is what he said was not at all a thing that anyone should be bothered by, unless you're guilty of said action. And then they instantly jumped to the fucking call and response. It's fucking Pavlov's dog. They literally, it's like a fucking dog whistle to these fuckers. Of the second he said anything, that they just swarmed. And they do exactly like what Cody said of it. It pushes people away from, I don't want to deal with this. Right or wrong, however you may feel you are. It's too much to do as wrestling fans. And it's just overbearing. It's ridiculous. And it's just, it pushes people from wanting to be involved with the product, because that's the fan base.
And again, it's just complete and utter insanity of, and we've seen this recently with others, even Ethan Page. You don't have to say anything bad. You just have to give a thought. And you will be told by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of idiots that you are a complete and utter moron for thinking what you thought. Somebody that's never been in the building, never worked for AEW, somebody that couldn't get
they act like they work for AEW.
Oh my God, some of these guys that can't get a sniff of a fucking set of trunks if they paid for them. And they got all this fucking, Cody was shit, and Cody refused to turn heel, and we're glad he's gone. Yeah, he's fucking glad he's gone. He's main eventing fucking 2 nights of fucking WrestleMania, baking bank like he never has before, and is the poster boy for about 90% of what we get from the WWE. But I'm sure he misses doing fucking 2,200 people in some fucking it's so stupid.
Well, no, there's another even quote that came out from his interview with Chris Van Fleet, to where even there's a point that he mentions that touches on this too at all. He's talking about like the whole story of when he would leave, when he left AEW and everything. And to certain fans from the AEW fandom, they need the story to be, they didn't want me, they pushed me out. He was bad. They need that story. There again, he points out perfectly. There's a section of that fan base
that need the narrative,
needs to turn on. If you're not with us, you're against us.
And you got absolute assholes like Meltzer, and Tony is guilty of it. Tony Khan is guilty of it in so many ways, because again, it's this, what it does for you and I. We watch all the wrestling, we support all the wrestling, we want to cheer all the wrestling, but it's this mentality that forces us to point out the stupidity. It is like the wrestling woke nation. It is fucking absurd. It just doesn't stop. And like, facts don't matter. Rhyme and reason don't matter. Nothing matters other than, I thought something, and then 3 other people in the chat room thought it too. Fuck off. You're killing me, Smalls.
And trying to get them to acknowledge that they're hurting more than helping. Example, like even what Cody said. No one's bagging on you because you love the company, but the way you go about it is hurting it versus helping it. And anyone that tries to tell you otherwise, or to say that there might be an issue or two, you're burned at the fucking stake like you're a goddamn witch.
Yeah, I mean, for the guy to come out and say, yeah, technically I was the last one to put my name on the paper. It kind of bothered me though, because as much as that's true, I had a bigger hand in it. But, and people are just like, so they told the truth. They told the truth. They told the truth. Like, it's like defending one of their children of like, well, assuming that one of them could ever get near a female to make a child. But literally, it's insane. And he said it right in the fucking comment of like, y'all do this shit and it don't work. And he's right. It puts me off because it forces, this is where people tune into our show. We're about to cover NXT and they're like, wow, these guys hate AEW. No, we hate the fucking idiots.
We hate tribalism.
We hate blind tribalism.
Yeah.
At least have a fucking rhyme and reason to it. We will get to the rest now. Of the chat, as you got what?
Now. I had now. I'm getting forever.
Forever.
We're close enough. I'm about to get together.
Together. So maybe if you just go that, you're good to go.
There we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, NXT is kicking off. I promise we'll change the topic as the Rascals are on our screen already. And Wesley looks like he's happy as shit.
They need to stay here. Like, just can we just keep them? Dad, can we keep them? Papa Paul, can we keep them? Can my friend stay over, Papa Paul? Uncle Sean, can my friend stay over?
As we're going to get Gallus, the Rascals, eh? Ladies and gentlemen, get your predictions in. We take a prediction for every single match. Plus, we'll
this
take a
match is kicking off NXT.
Yes, we are kicking off the show. Get your predictions in. Let's go. And you got to take the Rascals on this one.
Oh, yeah. Trey, Miguel, Zachary, Wentz, Wesley. Absolutely. You need to take the Rascals.
What's up, brother? Fluff Salisbury. AJ is in the house, or ABJ is in the house. MDB's in the house. We got Eric Tate already. Urza, welcome back. Welcome back. As this show is wasting no time. Anthony here for the Rascals. Ready to go. You kids.
Yeah, no, they could just be the other promotion. They can be the other. We can have NXT versus TNA and Raw versus SmackDown.
Right. Tradesies. We got. There's some people here.
I will trade you some peoples.
NXT has about 45 young blonde women that you can have several of.
Right. They're like late round draft picks. We'll just throw them in as fucking supplemental shit.
Yeah.
That's cash consideration.
We get the Rascals. You guys get Chase U and 7 blondes.
Right, and prospects to be named later.
Yeah. As here comes Gallus, folks. Rascals for the win. God, Rascals. Dale, good to see you. OG in the house.
Do you feel, though, like Gallus could do with moving beyond NXT? Like, I feel like they've kind of capped out in NXT. They might do better on like a Raw with a Sheamus or something or other.
I think they could, and they haven't done a lot on NXT. They haven't had a lot of success in NXT. They
haven't been healthy together a lot.
What's that?
I said they haven't been healthy together a lot.
That's true too, yeah. But I think they've done really well using Gallus. I mean, we talked about it. When The Rock was training to get ready for WrestleMania,
right?
Gallus that came in to help him. These guys are being used to put over young talent, to be in matches with the up-and-comers, and they've done the job really well. Now, I would love to see them on the main roster. Like, Pete Dunne is on his own now. Give him Gallus. Let Gallus hang out with him.
Well, and just to even see Wolfgang and Coffey in the tag division, and to see Joe Coffey in that kind of IC division of him versus an Ilya or a Braun Breaker. Would that it'd just be running back NXT matches at this point, but it'd be a hell of a fucking match to have on the main roster.
Right. Rascals winning. Rascals for the win. Gallus for the win. There you go. Ooh. Banger coming. This one should be fun. Somebody said Gallus is boring, and maybe they have been a little bit boring but they're so good. They're so good. The Universal Wrestling Podcast. Sup. How you doing?
What up? Well, followed up by JV with Jesus, who died, both in black. Well, it's been a fucking black ass weekend of everybody passing.
That's it. Just
tease and peace.
Here we go. The black goes well with the gold. What can we say?
Yeah. I got to break out my gold chain now here. Ooh, Wolfgang.
Wolfgang laying out. Rascals. WWE wants that tag division. They're working on it, guys. And I hear a lot of people who watch wrestling and break it down like we do, Nick. Yeah. And it's and I'm not criticizing anyone's hustle, but I find some people are like really stuck in the moment. Yes, the tag team division has been all but nothing. I feel like they're working on it. Like, it's a work in progress, and we're getting a lot more tag team wrestling than we have in a long time.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and to even an extra point on top of that, as Wesley with the little kind of do-si-do, I halfway thought he fucked that up for a second, and then he kind of it was intentional. But also, like, the women's division has been featured super prominent lately, but people still want to act like they're trying to keep the women's division down.
Sorry, I got head scissors.
Right.
Good energy, and Wes selling the dizzy into a Hurricane Rana. Wesley's got a little swag with his boys back.
Is it? I don't want to say it because we don't need more belts in WWE. But seeing this and what we're got coming later tonight would there be a call for a trios division?
No.
Fair enough.
I can't. I think I don't mind. Look, you got some trios and you want to run like a tag team and they defend the titles Freebird style, fine. I don't know. There's just something about you'd have to run the trio. They're struggling to get.
I'd rather the tag the Freebird style. Then I guess that's I would prefer that. Like New Day did it Freebird. Yeah,
do Freebird. Free your bird, folks.
Free bird, like every fucking concert, every bar closing at 2 a.m.
PD didn't even have a head. Making the rednecks from Gallus, Texas. Make them rednecks from. It's from hard
Gallus,
to cover up
Texas. Yeah, just hide that Scottish accent.
That's what I was gonna say. It's hard to put that Scottish accent to bed.
Yeah, you can't put that back in the box.
Rascals for the win. Good way to kick off the show. Absolutely good way. As right now, Wesley been neutralized
over the corner. Yeah, I thought this would have main evented.
We got lots going on though, so who knows?
Hudson must main event then. I feel.
Maybe.
Well, at this point, honestly, they could add something last minute.
I have no idea anymore.
Right.
I'm gonna throw an idea for you since there's rumors. Welcome back, JV. By the way. Of Wade Barrett maybe stepping back in the ring, why not give him Gallus as a heater? Not a terrible idea. It's not a bad one. I mean, one's English and one's Scottish, but that's being picky.
Yeah. Big ass headbutt from Joe Coffey here.
I'm interested in the dynamic between Wade and McIntyre. Holy shit. Is Joe laying out?
Oh,
Meteora.
Wesley, the Meteora. But yeah, I like that. Would you rather see Wade Barrett back first, or would you Joe Hendry? Hey! I believe in Joe Hendry. Speaking of Scotsman, say his name, say his country, and he
look at this man is taking over. Fellow Scotsman, by the way.
Well, hey,
and he's in such a good mood.
This gets a little interesting to me because maybe he gets to more serious of he aligns. We get all the Scotsmen together, like the Prestige.
Right.
Oh, and we go to commercial. You can't have Joe Hendry come out here and cut the commercial.
That's exactly where you go to commercial. That's a good one. That's a good one. But man, I got to send you a picture. Shout out to my cousin Mike. He looks just like Joe Hendry. It is funny as shit.
Fair enough.
Joe Hendry in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Mid-match. This is what I just finished saying to you, Nick. We have no idea. They're not even waiting till the end of matches. We're like, why is Joe showing up now? Was he going to pick a fight with Coffey?
I could see them when maybe I threw out the idea of he gets aligned with them when we go back to like the Prestige and we move away to more serious Joe Hendry.
Yeah, but I think if you're bringing Joe in, you got to bring him in for the guy he is right now. Like if you a little more, like if you change that, that would be so WWE.
Well, that's the thing. I'm out here booking these guys like they're already signed to the WWE roster. I forget TNA's. They're TNA guys on loan.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. You're bringing them in for the song and the video and the smile,
the clicks,
right? 100%. Like right now, I can hear Anthony's thumbs of flailing right now. We got to tell the world. Right. I can hear it. Like literally, it again, mid-match, opening match, going well. No need for anything extra. Here we go.
Right. You got to ride the lightning with Joe Hendry, but this is this is almost excess. But what I was going to ask before Joe Hendry so rudely interrupted, would you rather see Wade Barrett come back and go after Drew or anything like that, or Nick Aldis?
Nick Aldis. I think there's a match or two in Aldis's future. I really do. I mean,
I need it. He can still go.
That's the thing. We never really saw him he was in really good shape and really could go when he stopped. It wasn't like he was like, I know his age was getting up there, but he was going fine when he stepped aside. So I want to see him. I'd love to see if Pierce could get back into it. Rumors about Corey Graves. I'm all for the chaos. Let's go.
Right. Well, then you even still got the idea of Nigel getting involved on the other side. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I even just run it back something like the 10 pounds of gold, like what Aldis did with Cody. Ooh. That's a fucking hell of a thing to do.
I think with Nick Aldis, you could have an opportunity where power goes to his head. He starts being a little heelish, and then it leads to like, I'll wrestle you, and if you lose, you're no longer the GM kind of idea. I think there's potential for something like that down the road.
Well, or could it get to be a little bit like what was it with Pierce and Roman, to where he became such a thorn in his side of like, I need to fucking fight you to end this.
Yeah, 100%. I was typing fast at the same time you said that. No doubt. Rascalz for Life Network, folks. We know what we're talking about.
Right.
Joe Hendry is there for the main roster eventually at WrestleMania. Everybody waving their hands and singing Seth Rollins, singing. Listen, there's so much potential there. And there is so much potential for Joe Hendry.
It's funny that, though, the focus, and I'm going to just say this and probably sound a little bit like a negative Nancy, that the focus is of like, we get to hear them sing Seth's song and Joe Hendry's song as he's joining commentary. Bro, he looks like he's Nick Joseph's like Scottish cousin.
Right. Good to see you, Brandon. The big old smile.
But it's one of those of where we want the moment because we want the sing along.
Right. Joe says to Booker, if you heard my song another 5 times, I'm sure you would love it. Is Joe? No. See, here's the thing, Richard. The thing about Joe Hendry is don't let all the fun and games fool you. Don't let the videos fool you. Don't let the big old smile and the kind of the fluffy gimmick fool you. When it goes ding ding, Joe comes to play. Like, Joe does not fuck around. He can go in that ring.
When it gets in between those ropes, that's the thing, is this man's had matches with Kurt Angle. This man's had matches with Cody Rhodes. This guy's got a fucking litany of top tier matches on his fucking resume. This guy, when it comes to between those ropes, the memes and shit stop, and Joe Hendry just puts in fucking work.
Yeah, Zachary Wentz on fire right now. Nice suplex. Taking both men out. He might win at Slammiversary now. He could, man. Especially with him being such a highlight and such a big deal in this situation. You might put the strap on him.
I still think we could get NXT champ versus TNA champ at some point.
True. Oh. Trey Miguel.
Right. 1, 2. Wolfgang breaks it up.
Oh, what a fucking match with Joe Hendry on commentary.
Right.
And you know what? We've seen Wesley. We've seen Zachary. So it is a little surreal that Trey Miguel is doing his thing in this.
Yeah, he's the true debut here.
Yeah, he's the true debut.
As I say, this is just MSK featuring Trey Miguel at this
point. Triple drop kick. Is that Ricochet's legitimate son? It might be. Oh, baseball slide DDT to the outside. And Rascals are fucking cooking.
Right. Ken, hi guys. I'm confused. Should Tony K get some credit with Forbidden Door for getting WWE to work with TNA or not?
It's silly.
No. Spoiler alert, even beyond WWE and AW.
I love that move. Sorry, I haven't seen MSK do that in a while. He did the backflip, and then Wesley pushes him, and he lands on both guys on the outside.
As we're now about to get the senton over the top.
Sorry, Nick, lots going on, but
no, you're good. You're good. Trust me, I'm kind of more upset that I missed it. I'm hoping to get a replay, but
yeah, it's a good move.
WWE or AW, neither one of them invented working with another company in the world of pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think this is where people forget that. So listen, Tony Khan gets his credit for doing what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're starting to find reasons to give this guy flowers, you got to remember.
Burning Hammer. Burning Hammer coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3.
And a trio's finisher.
Yeah.
Good match to start the show.
Absolutely.
And Wesley, to me, I know it's like the fame side of things, but Wesley seemed a lot more fun and a lot more pep in his step than we've seen for the last little while.
Oh, 100%. Like they need to get this to be a thing. I feel a bit here because this is back to this is how Wesley was before he left with the knee injury and everything like that. Because this was when Wesley ended up getting on that fast track and becoming North American champion and everything. That's this Wesley, which we haven't seen since he came back.
Joe Hendry's impressed. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And I wanted to click on this one. Jason, member for 12 months. There you go.
Damn.
That might be our first one. I could be wrong.
I feel like I need to do the McLovin. Damn, son, where you found that?
100% Joe Hendry signing with WWE. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, it looks like the writing's on the wall.
Please.
Western Lee has some intrigue now. All Betsy needed was some friends. And we're going now right to it. Like, the man is the star of the fucking show. You don't even work here. But they're setting up Ethan Page and Joe.
I've told you it wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler that we were setting up NXT champion versus TNA champion. I've still called my shot. And with WWE trademarking Super Brawl, that's going to be your fucking crossover show.
I like it. Back to TK. You got to remember, a lot of things happened in the past before TK was even fucking born. But this isn't the first time WWE's worked with other companies. This isn't like, oh my God, Tony Khan did it. We should do it. It's something, and again, with the new management and the change in regime, Triple H was always aggressive, always working with companies like Progress, companies like FCW and shit like that. Like they brought them into the fold. Like, shit happened before Tony Khan got into wrestling.
Right. Well, there was even before that, there was thoughts of Triple H or WWE was trying to buy Noah. They've worked with they didn't work with GCW before. They had worked with anyways, but I get the whole point of to where like this, the modern take on it, which I do understand because under Vince McMahon, you didn't mention other companies, you didn't acknowledge other companies, and now we fast track to TNA's involved with NXT. AJ Styles is going to Noah. Io Sky is going to Marigold. All of this shit. We've got, people going over to GCW and everything. I will say, to an extent, I don't want to say it's Tony's, like because of Tony that happened, but I think it's very much of Vince McMahon got the fuck out the way.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
That's more the big thing of that. If Triple H was in charge of WWE when he probably should have, they already been doing this.
If Vince was still in charge of WWE, we would be right back where we were, where people were just funneling to AEW, and Tony was putting on a better show than WWE.
Yeah, the game would have changed, literally. Pun intended, I guess.
I guess Joe Hendry had some disparaging remarks about Gallus. So intriguing. Oh, it's Thea Hale trying to beat up Roxanne.
What is that? I just see in the background of she just like runs off into getting somewhere.
That was Ridge that just yanked her back.
Fair enough.
We go to a preview for SmackDown.
Right. Oh, yeah. And this is when we had Take Me Instead, the biggest bitch line in wrestling history. Cody Rhodes out there, trying to sacrifice himself like Jesus for Randy Orton.
Right.
As we got LA Knight taking our
Logan Paul returns.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. But LA Knight's winning that belt at SummerSlam.
Yeah, Joe narrated his own package. Pause. Wait, somebody said, and I think it was Chris, our buddy Chris, Stephanie's signing was either a troll by the WWE or by Steph. No, she got an opportunity to put herself on a big stage. She did it and then got noticed and then took the opportunity that was at hand. There's no trolling.
You do feel like, though, just a little bit of the timing is, but let's be honest, this is still Hunter, who was part of DX. Hunter and think about it. DX now runs WWE for the most part. So there's still kind of that halfway, we'll fuck with the internet marks and everything like that vibe. So I do think that there was probably part of that played into this.
I think it was
timing-wise and how fast, because when has Sean put out a tweet ever
Right.
before acknowledging someone signing with WWE. I think that was one of those, we're going to shut this whole discussion down real fast.
Yeah, it did feel like a bit of a coup for sure. And again, I think part of it is kind of that young, naive Tony Khan of like, oh, they she's in my building on my show. We're gonna sign her. And I think he kind of felt that way with Jade too, of like, well, we gave her more money. She's not gonna leave. No, she just used you to leverage them, and by she goes.
Should that be a wake-up call? No, as we're in commercial break, but should that be a wake-up call to Tony? Because before I could see that to where that was always the play. That's just what happens because no one wanted to go work with Vince. You literally had people run away from working with Vince. Like EY said, I can't work under this man. Now the game has changed, and now you see people that are flocking away from you to go over there. So is this a call to arms or call to action for TK to realize maybe I need to step up? Or why are people running away from signing here and running over to there sooner rather than later?
I think it's very similar to what we were just talking about. And I mean, I've been on the record for a long time that once upon a time, Tony Khan was the Robin Hood of wrestling. Like it was the perception that this small independent wrestling fan was coming in and stealing from the big bad corporation and giving to the poor, to, you know, giving us the wrestling we wanted, giving wrestlers an opportunity that would never get one in the WWE. But the landscape changed. And I think for the longest time, you know, FTR's contracts up, signed. You know, Danielson signed. Like it was almost a foregone conclusion of like, all right, they're not with WWE anymore. When do they show up in an AEW?
Yeah.
And I think that's right. I think he has to be very aware that this isn't the case. And we've seen several moves made over the last while that, you know, Dragon Lee was no different. I heard that he had an absolute temper tantrum when Dragon Lee's signing was announced.
But I still do think that, let's be honest, for everybody that thinks that WWE doesn't pay attention to other things around them, that's an asinine thought, because you don't get to be where you are in this business without paying attention to the shit around you.
Right.
Axiom over Dragon Lee.
There you go. There you go. Some solution. Oh, Aura back. What is...
I had to like recalibrate to figure out who this man was.
Ooh,
I thought it was Ashante Theodotus. Some solution. I love this comment of favorite time of the day, tuning in to the Wrestling for Life Network. Appreciate you, my guy.
Or a challenge demanding a title shot.
Give it to him. Just goddamn it, just do it. Hey, maybe Ava's been listening to you. There's no navel to be seen so far.
A little bit of a cover up, yeah. It's a little better.
Sounds like a lot of things that have been going on in the U.S. and some cover ups. Yeah.
Naval rain, naval rain.
She's never gonna outlive that though.
Yeah.
Oh, tonight. So okay, so again, to what you said of we have no idea. So Ava's out here, I believe, if I'm reading this right, that she's making for tonight Ethan Page versus Ora Mensa for the NXT Championship.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Yes.
Here we go. Okay. It was a little confusing.
Yeah. So that's going to be your main event now, folks. Here. So, like you said, I'm proven wrong once again. Of they literally added the main event during the show.
Right. Why is this front page story? Aura is a low Carter. Yeah, but you can't climb the ladder unless you start reaching for some rungs, my guy. Like that's fans say this shit all the time of like, well, that person doesn't belong here, but you got to give them an opportunity unless they've had an opportunity that we no longer believe in. Or
you have to justify the shot, and I feel like that's at least been a little bit justified because this man jumped him.
They told a story with it,
right? As Roxanne Perez going out right here.
Andy, what's up? How you doing? Two title matches tonight. There you go.
Yo.
Where did Dante's Chen push come from? Well, I don't know where
Yes,
it came from.
Dante Chad. That's it. That's why I said that one's just fucking sideways, and that
I
one's
feel like that
gone. By the
pushed him
way,
right out the door. Like, where did he go?
yeah. Because now you've got Lexus King attacking Eddie Thorpe while he's out there DJing. I had no idea he was an actual DJ, but I also like how they can't ever show or play the music that he's using in his set because it's copyright music.
Right. As Roxanne got a mic, she running her mouth. Who could come out, Nick? What surprise are we going to get to here? Because this show's been nuts.
Stephanie, yeah, that's what I feel. So the boy holding the women's NXT championship in the crowd is booing the women's NXT champion. Sounds like your modern 2024 average wrestling fan.
Wait, yeah, sure, yes. They gave the loser of the match a standing ovation. She's right.
Valid. But I will correct myself. I was going to say it sounds like he's not a fan of the Wrestling for Life Network because we would have learned them.
Right.
At 22 years old, I am so damn good. And tell me when I'm telling lies.
She's the prodigy, man. And she knows it.
But it's prophecy fulfilled here, my guy, a little bit. We've literally been clamoring. I've been clamoring, I feel, since the start of this year, even before, for her to be on the main roster because she has literally been that damn good.
Yeah, and truthfully, I'm kind of happy they left her here to find this drive. Yeah, she's really coming in. Like, she's carrying this division. She's great as a little heel, and the matches are outstanding.
Why you got throwing little? Right. There's a little hero, not a big hero, just a little hero.
Oh, she popping off at everybody.
Well, she does it right now. Technically, have a challenger, so why not? Bust guns.
You know what pisses me off?
You know what really grinds my gears?
Oh, they brought up Julia. What about Stephanie Vacour? What's Roxanne gonna do? I don't know. Something about like a little cutie sitting cursing is just that's gold.
Well, she's AJ Lee, my guy. She's AJ Lee 2.0.
Yo, look at the fans standing up. The fans are standing up.
Yeah. What? Who's coming out?
So Roxanne putting it all out there, folks. She calling out everybody.
The fans were standing up. Like, did somebody start fighting in the crowd or something? What happened here?
Right.
Oh,
hello.
Chase Thea.
What the fuck?
Hell.
This might actually be a good match, though. I hate to say it.
And the crowd goes mad.
Of all the names they listed off, and everyone like, ooh, Rhea, ooh, Julia, ooh, Stephanie.
Big ass dude there in the back. Like, it took him all of that much work to stand up, and now he got to sit his ass back down and can't get excited because he handles fucking squirrely asses out here.
I used to really look up to you. Are they like the same age? Roxy is better healed than Liv.
Yeah, literally, like this is like a sophomore arguing with a senior. Like, what the fuck? This would be it.
I was so jealous when you got your license before I did.
Right. All the boys liked you because you could take them in your car. Like,
right.
If they do this, if this is how they send fucking Roxanne to the main roster, if she drops the belt and Thea Hale's the fucking face of this fucking division, I swear to Jesus.
I
swear to Stoner Jesus.
I wouldn't be surprised if Roxanne's in NXT for the bulk, if not all the way to WrestleMania season. I don't think she's gonna be on the main roster.
That's actually with potentially a Vacour, with eventually a Julia coming in, that's not a bad shout. Actually, as much as I would like to see her on the main roster, but the main roster is a little clouded and a little crowded right now. So I'm fine with this.
You know, Scott, sometimes you just get what you want. I listen.
Right.
She's making improvements. She looks like she's trying to make improvements. She's listening, I think.
I do really like, though, and I want to bring it back up again of what you said of how Roxanne's the backbone of this division. She's carrying this division.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that, but that's been missing for a while with this, of someone that's there for a while and carries it. Like, you haven't seen this kind of run, I feel, at the top of this division since like an Oscar.
Well, it's like, I think on both sides of the card is, you know, the minute somebody starts really cooking on NXT, everybody starts waiting for them to transition and move up. And I think with this new, especially with so much on the roster, so much talent coming in.
Oh, we're throwing handbags.
We're fighting.
Oh, right into the fucking crossface here. And that's how fast this match would rolls through.
Yeah, giving her a go. Going to the Kimura.
But roll instantly transitions. God damn, I feel like Joe Rogan out here.
Back into the Kimura. She got her. Yo, Thea gonna get a title shot. That's funny as shit.
But make it, if you're gonna do it, make it a submission match. You have a Kimura versus a crossface. When's the last time you've seen some shit like that? I think that would at least add a nice little dash of spice to this match that otherwise you don't fucking think Thea Hale stands a fucking snowball's chance in hell.
Right, and we go.
What is fucking Bryn Maurice out here in between these two fucking glamazons somehow? Like, is Bryn Maurice that fucking small that she makes Kalani Jordan and random blonde Caucasian woman look like fucking death by snoo out here?
As we got Kalani, dude, the one I don't know who it is, but you know dodgeball when they get disqualified and it's the one girl on steroids. She's like, oh, that's what the one.
Yeah, that literally. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, that's JBL. Look up. I'm gonna just say this and Google at your own risk of JBL search history SmackDown.
Okay.
And you will find a whole bunch of can of worms with that. Yeah.
What up, Stoner Jesus? May the blonde be with you and everybody else out there, folks, as we are rolling through NXT. So far, so good tonight. It's been a fun one, and we got lots to go, but we're getting a Jensen replay.
Well, because we've got now this my guy, turns around, gets hired, turns around and gets in a fight with somebody the same day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't love it. I'll be 100% honest with you.
They killed what they had going with this gimmick. That's the day they started it. Of the second they sat down and signed him, and even Ava's the one of like, well, we don't think so, but we'll give you this because, you know, Briggs vowed for you. Fuck that.
So here comes young OG. Javon Evans going to take on Brooks Jensen.
Right.
Roxanne Perez should call Jordan Grace. Well, she named a lot of big names. So anybody wondering if or is it true? I mean, again, we already knew Stephanie was a done deal. But if anyone's wondering about Julia showing up, well, they said her name, she'll appear. It's not just a Joe Hendry thing.
Facts. Young OG. John C. Can't stand JBL. Fair enough. But yeah, the joke was JBL likes muscular women. John C. Why? Olena Sadvoska is her name.
There you go.
What?
Olena. Is that what really her name is?
Olena.
Olga.
Yeah, fucking Helga out there.
We're getting a Mark Henry's Legends. Yes, we are.
This has been a constant thing, though. Of Kalani sounds too much like colonic. I'm sorry. Good old Kalonipin James out there.
What a shitty thought.
Got him.
Olana Sadowski? Adoska? Is that really his name? Olana
Olaf Sudoku? Is that who's coming out?
Do you want to build a snowman? No. What is happening?
He's a fucking ogre.
As we are in commercial break, setting up Javon taking on Jensen. I don't know what's going to happen in this match. I don't know. It's a weird situation. She's Ukrainian.
Oh, I ain't gonna touch that. The politics is too hot already out here in the USA. Mark Henry, the 80 dog. I want to see that. I really. Mark Henry's kind of become one of those guys to me of like, you don't realize, like, in the moment, like, I watched the Attitude Era and everything. Mark Henry was always kind of like the mid card guy. He was never like the top guy. He'd be there for a comedy act. He's out there, Mae Young giving birth to a fucking head and shit like that. But to see the mind that he has now, to hear him on like Bust It Open, to hear him talk about everything like that, and to see all the shit that he had, like his fucking strength records. This man was literally the world's strongest man. Literally, it wasn't just a gimmick. It wasn't kayfabe at one point and everything.
He was legitimately told that if he had fucked up, he was going to get fired when he went back to strongman.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that it's so crazy of how much you can get that closed-minded view of, well, they're just a mid-card guy, but everything that goes on around with Mark Henry is just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, a great career, a great life, huge achievements, record holder in so many different ways, and a good guy, a real smart wrestling mind. Like, if he only had worked for a young company where he could offer expertise and see it, flourish under some of his advice.
Especially with a company that doesn't book big men well and doesn't have big men really wrestle too much like actual big men. It would have been crazy if they could have had something like that, to where he could have passed on that advice of working like a really top level big guy in pro wrestling.
Evans win. I'm laughing at MDB giving us the phonics of this one.
Olen Sadovska. Olen Sadovska. Did I say it right? Hey Google.
Oil sandwich.
Olen Sadovska.
Oil sandwich for the win.
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Yeah, no, 100% MDB, 100%.
Yeah, he's one of those, like I said, if he's a guy that you don't appreciate until you really look at like the whole scope of everything.
Yeah, and I mean, again, he had a successful run. He was in prominent spots.
Oh,
Lola!
The fucking Sahara Desert of emotions here. Lola Vice.
The Sahara Desert.
Bro, she could not fucking get a tear to fall if you would have fucking Captain Insano Shows No Mercy double poked her in the eye. My guy.
I saw it.
It was bad. It was really, really fucking bad. Well. Hey! I don't like this with Fallon of it being the weirdly like over animated shit. Like that just came off really cringe.
What came off cringe? Sorry?
Fallon out here of you had your title shot and you lost, of like being like really over animated. Like,
yeah,
it's too stereotypical, like female bitchy heel gimmick shit.
Yeah, that's a valid point, sir. Lola's gonna fight somebody here.
Oh, so Lola's gonna take on JC. Yeah, I really. The worst thing that they've done with Fallon has put her with this group. She worked better as a solo heel and being pissed off, because her initial reason why she turned is she was pissed off at fucking Chase U is Joe Gacy's stunt double coming out right now. Bro, all right. I kind of was walking with the Nost Malone fucking mullet before, but now, my guy, this is getting sad. This is getting pubic and phallic out here with this. Just go bald, go bald.
I don't love how this is all coming together, especially the idea of like they were a tag team, they broke up, they went to be singles now. Before they even really get their legs under them as singles, they're Brooks has to come back and babysit. Like I don't know, bro.
We went from, oddly enough, everything that I've liked recently in NXT to everything that I find fault with in NXT, like back to back, like literally just day and night.
It's Bar Rescue. Bar Rescue's the problem, apparently.
They don't know. They still haven't figured out how to book these fuckers.
Right. Got more head than I got body. Yeah, his hair running away from his face quick.
Yeah.
Brooks and Briggs should just be a tag team again, right? What's the point of fucking breaking up and then trying to move on and then like, all right, we're going to hang out together all the time? It's a little bit
especially when we've got Briggs still out here with his like riding through this world all alone.
Right. Fallon didn't. Yeah, I agree with you with Fallon. Fallon was really coming into her own.
Oh, wow, springboard moonsault from Javon.
But if she starts getting into that pretentious fakeness,
that was her worst promo as a heel to me. That was super cringe to watch as like a fan of hers, because it was so over animated. Like somebody else says something snarky, so you've got to animate yourself while they say it. Like it was really cringe.
We know you don't talk like that. We
know
your head like that.
It's the Jericho effect of, we know you didn't get hit in the head with a brick, or I mean, we wish you would, but still, that you talk like you've got drain damage and everything.
I like this one. This kid was born with pogo sticks for legs. For those who don't know what they are a toy us old farts used to play with. Yeah, basically, a fucking spring loaded to a stick that you bounced on.
Yeah, doing.
It was a weapon more than it was a fucking toy.
Well, bro, we used to play with lawn darts. Speaking of lawn darts, Jensen just turned himself into a lawn dart there with Javon Evans on the announce desk as we cut to commercial. I at least like, if you're gonna do this kind of like outlaw, attitude-y fucking shit with Brooks Jensen, and he kind of goes, I invoke his name, like a Terry Funk or something that you would see of like the territory days of just that guy doesn't look like he should be a wrestler, but he looks like he'd be the idiot to sign up for the tough man competition.
Scrappy.
No, he looks like the idiot that would sign up for the tough man competition in your local town, or like he's the one that is always getting thrown out of the local bar for fucking scraps.
Yeah, no, I agree. Mammy not cleared. People don't know Alexis. I think people are guessing on a lot of this. I think if she's back, then they know she will wrestle at SummerSlam. I don't think that's in doubt at all. Yeah, Nick. Yeah.
They're not doing stuff out here on hopes and whims. They have plans and thoughts and fucking storyboards and shit.
Right. Looking like Joe Diff. LOL. Should have just stayed. Joe Dirt, maybe? Is Joe Diff?
I don't know. Who's Joe Diff?
I don't know.
Chris, explain. Who's Joe Diff?
Javon is so athletic. John Tapper, Bar Rescue. Yeah, 100%.
Yes. That's what we called.
Fellow Spike TV fans.
I was going to say, that's what we called. Well, hey, WWE was on Spike TV for a little bit. But yeah, that's what we called Fallon, Jensen, and Briggs when they were a little trio, a little faction there.
Right. Brooks Jensen for the win, but 5 inches taller. Don't know what that's a reference to. Brooks Jensen for the win. Who's this Post Malone?
Brooks Jensen, formerly of, as we said, Bar Rescue, or where. Yeah,
wait, what do you mean? Who's this guy? Have you not been watching at all?
I think no, it's part of at this point of like how we have like top heel, like number one heel viewer shit like that. Of we have now even like Boston of it's his gimmick to like he's anti NXT, even though like he hasn't been here watching from like, the jump.
Right. That looked like
sorry to expose the business, but yeah.
Right.
No, only Anderson shirt on Brooks. Fair.
Joe Diff is a country singer. Oh shit, I'm getting.
Oh,
the fuck does Joe Diff sing? Like
I was gonna say, I'm not fluent in country singers.
Joe Diffie.
Joe Diffie sounds like.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know the name. I know a couple of the songs on the list here, but
Would you like to share with the class, or do you just want to keep that to yourself?
I think if you know Joe Diffie, I mean, you kind of know. I mean, I don't really think we need to.
Oh, so they're okay. So they're those type of songs. Okay. Oh,
Well, I mean, it's like, prop me up against the jukebox. That's old country. If the
you
double
said it
K.
like it was some you would have gotten picked off from a fucking water tower or something like that if you read off these names.
We've dedicated too much time. We're good.
Pump me up.
Right? Yeehaw. As we are
hold me something tall and strong.
I think Nia Jax will be the new women's WWE championship at SummerSlam. I think Tiffany Stratton will be.
Tiffy time. Nia Jax is going to do a good job of beating the shit out of Bayley before Tiffany cashes in and wins.
Are you feeling? What's that?
I said Nia Jax is going to do a good job of beating the shit out of Bayley before Tiffany Stratton cashes in and wins.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right as rain. There go. It was a split second. Did Sean Spears give up recruiting people for his faction? I have no idea what the fuck Sean Spears is doing.
We haven't seen it yet. Here, but
Pickup Man.
Best known for his song "Pickup Man."
Well, back when different times.
Fair enough. Well, I'm hoping this action picks up here as Boston out here saying, KJ, I tune NXT out 99% of the time, my guy. Well, at least you tune us in. So that's what really matters. We're the channel that even says, even if the wrestling may suck, at least to you, we will never.
We won't either.
We won't either. We won't have it. No, I don't know.
It's both men back and forth.
Oh, big shot from Javon here. As he's just pacing up Jensen. And I still think they could have done. I would have liked to have seen Jensen showed up and had a little bit of a run in TNA of just kind of this unhinged, like this sans Brian Pillman character of this, kind of unhinged fucking character of we don't know if he's really signed here or whatever, or what's going on, or anything like that. Like you could have done much more unique with this instead of just, well, he kind of acted like he wasn't here. Like it was cool when we were out here of like, oh my God, they're cutting away from this guy getting fucking, rodeo tied, hog tied as he's getting drug out of the fucking arena and shit. Versus now he's out here just having a match. As Sean Spears is out here looking like he's just making sure of, so did you guys like everything tonight? Did you guys need any refills?
Yeah, he looks like
more breadsticks. Do you want me to bring the checks, or are you guys paying together? Are you splitting the check? Like this man out here looking like a fucking Olive Garden waitress.
Oh, here comes Javon. What a shot. Love it.
Giant tope.
No, I like the idea maybe Spears can do something with Jensen.
What? I like the idea.
What a cut.
1, 2, 3.
A Cody cutter to the max.
I like the idea of Ethan Page and Spears kind of being a tandem. And I don't know what you do with Jensen and Briggs, but I don't know the Spears connection, how we make it work.
I think Spears, just because you've been looking for young guys to put under his wing. If anybody's lost his way, it's Jensen. Maybe Spears is the sensei, the wax on, wax off. Jensen.
Mr. Miyagi out there, the chair master. What the fuck?
Yeah,
why is he like still fighting with him?
Because he's a dick. He's crazy.
But I'm saying of Briggs is just randomly like just going after Jensen. Did I miss something?
Somehow it became Briggs's job to make sure this guy
as we're very much setting up what you were saying, because we cut two halfway tees and Spears in the corner there. What
we got the family.
How do you get rid of a body? What are you doing?
The Don.
Yeah.
I'm going to go The Don.
Yeah, you go the Don. I'll do my Don shit. As KJ is taking a pause for the cause, as we've got Tony D'Angelo, the Italian American Heritage Cup champion out here, talking to Dempsey, formerly recently appearing on TNA television, by the way. And I believe will be showing up on GCW television sooner rather than later for Bloodsport as well, I believe. So we got. So Dempsey saying I found myself in a little bit of a situation. Hypothetically speaking. Oh, I like this. This is interesting. So for those who didn't watch next week, as I see 65 people watching with us right now, let's see if we can get that up to 70, 80, 90. Let's see if we can get triple digits. Shumana Honda. But as Dempsey's out here talking about how Maddie Renkowski, Ren Sinclair, accidentally saw Dempsey and the gang pretty much getting rid of what was pretty much supposed to be Damon Kemp's body in the trunk here. So he's coming to the dawn of how do I handle a witness? As I've got Dante Chen, fucking Kung Lao of NXT here. Literally, I if they need a fucking extra for a fucking the next Mortal Kombat movie, Dante Chen's your guy. But that I agree with y'all of where did his push come from, but it's getting interesting here a little bit. Big Nick is bilingual now, little bit. I know certain phrases. Most of them are profanities in other languages. Yes, Shumana Honda. Absolutely. I'm out here. Where's MDB? I'm speaking to the Biblics. Absolutely, folks, as we are in commercial break. So I will remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We're here NXT tonight after a kick-ass Monday Night Raw. Wednesday, we've got Wednesday Night Dynamite, the 250th episode of Wednesday Night Dynamite. And I know 100% that all the AW diehards are out there, count down the days until Dynamite passes Nitro and what have you. But we're at the 250th Wednesday Night Dynamite, and we're getting MJF, 100% Scarf Karen member, MJF taking on William Ospreay for the International Championship. And we've also got Champ versus Champ, or as Kazuchika Okada said it, bitch versus Champ, as we've got Swerve Strickland taking on Kazuchika Okada. And literally just of this be some cool shit to have happen, but 100% will be here live for that as well for AEW Dynamite 250, which is already, like I said, a stacked show. And then Thursday, you better be here because y'all voted on it, so y'all got to see who y'all decided, who y'all picked, because it's all the fan vote for the Golden KJs here, the Wrestling for Lifeies, the mid-year awards on Thursday here. So 100% make sure you're here, all suited and booted for the award show here to see who you guys decided. Won the Golden KJs here. Then Friday, we're back at it for Friday Night SmackDown. Plus, I think we might have some other action going on. I may not be accurate, but 100% we're covering anything and everything. And then Saturday, we've got TNA. Christ almighty. Anthony's going to have my head. I almost called it NXT Slammiversary, but we've got TNA Slammiversary as well. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Where the votes? Boston, the votes. You can cast your votes, folks. Still, for the Wrestling for Lifeies, the Golden KJs out there. You can see who takes home their awards and everything, but it's in the community tab. That's where you can cast your votes. All of that for all the categories we've got listed. And still, we always, got the ratings after the shows and everything of how you would rate whether it be the Dynamite, the Raw, whatever the show we just watched earlier in that. So 100% as well. Check out the community tab. Check out the merch store. Check out the Discord. We got anything and everything for your pro wrestling needs. Big things popping, little things stopping. Up to something season never sleeps. And we still got some tricks up our sleeves, folks. What move is more devastating, the Cody Cutter or the Os Cutter? Oh, that will shit. Actually, that's not a bad question. I would almost say Ox Cutter, I feel like, has one more matches just on itself. It's still a little bit become one of those of more of, if we were playing like 2K24, it's a you know special move versus a finisher move, what have you, because it's the Ox Cutter is pretty much a back spring RKO versus the Crossroads. Normally you're hitting 3 or 4 of them in a match. Same thing like with the Ox Cutter, you're hitting at least a couple here. As we got Trick randomly backstage, so this is still one of like the 4 sets that we have on NXT. This is what was Ava's office. Well, this is interesting. Of Trick's talking to Ilya, of he's FaceTiming Ilya, of I got to get back to how I was and everything. This is interesting. This is an interesting little time, which, by the way, are we going to just not acknowledge that Pete Dunne's sitting there just very much focused on the cam and looking at Trick this whole time here? So, interessante. If Tatum loses to Izzy Dane tonight, should we start questioning her false and the Lyra storyline? No, because I think the Lyra storyline, well, the Lyra storyline was a bit of her peak, but it was still, it really did well for her, etc. Maybe there's still a little bit of the pairing with her and Spooky Doogie Wendy Chu. So we'll see how that works out a little bit. But yeah, Pete Dunne, everybody, Trick versus Pete. Yeah, everybody noticed now that I pointed out Pete Dunne. Yeah.
Pete Dunne.
Just so happened to be. How you doing? I'm doing good. I got all ego Ethan Page out here after I just saw it. And it was very interesting if you had Trick out there FaceTime and Ilya, asking him for tips, tricks, and advice here.
Yeah, like old friends, old chat.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, kind of.
So we're getting. Wait, what the fuck?
Dante Chan.
When the? I thought we were getting Ethan Page versus Ora Mensa. Why are we getting Ethan Page versus Dante Chan? Why are we getting fucking Kung Lao coming out here? What in the fucking glitch in the Mortal Kombat game just happened here? This should be Johnny Cage versus, Ora Mensa out here. Instead, we're getting, fucking Kung Lao, fucking henchman number 7 out here with Dante Chen.
Where that whole exchange got confusing, because Ethan Page basically said Ora is not good enough for a title shot. And Ava said, I'll find someone else. And
did we literally just jump the gun once Vic Joseph said we've got ourselves an NXT title match and just assume it was what we thought we were getting on screen? I feel like I might have. Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun.
Page's theme's growing on me. Man, a few words, lots of action.
Yeah,
creeping in the background. There was one. NXT is always goofy. Not always. Not all of it is goofy. There is goofy, but not all of it's goofy.
Yeah, and MDB pointed out, I guess I missed the announcement, or I misinterpreted it here. I thought we were actually going to get the good match of I would have at least wanted to see Ora Mensa versus Ethan Page, even though I know Ora would lose. I at least wanted to see that. At least see this man go hell for leather. That I would have been fine. That's your fucking main event. And instead, now we've got Ethan Page versus Dante Chen, and
I'm okay with the match. Like, I mean, it's leading to something. This is a nothing match. And again, it's going to be a chance for Ethan Page to get in the ring and show people what he's all about. It's not the end of the world. It was just weird how we got here.
Are they trying to make Dante Chen Takeshita light?
No.
I feel like they're trying to make him Takeshita light.
No, well, we'll see.
Oh, a little bit.
I mean, he's about to do a job.
Takeshita does plenty of jobs.
That's true. Got Page for the win. That makes sense. Why is Ethan facing Shogun?
Shao Kahn, yeah, Shaka Khan. I like that. Shao Kahn or Shaka Khan for that matter.
One of the two.
Man knew he was just going with it. Chen firing up here. He earned this opportunity. How? When? Show me the files.
He's undefeated.
Against who? Lex's fucking King?
Yes. Yes, what? Exactly. Yeah, I don't think it makes 10 minutes. Maybe it's call it 7.
I feel dumb because I fell into that. You're like, yes, exactly. That's exactly who.
I'm not telling you I agree with
you
it.
Are correct.
You how they got
yes.
there. Vic versus Booker T. Who wins? Booker?
Oh, we're talking match run speaking ability. Match-wise, Booker. Speaking, different debate.
We got Cedric Alexander and Ashante, the Adonis, in the matter of 2 minutes last week. Weren't
they teaming up? Yes, they were. And that's, again, now we're getting NXT is also halfway a bit of the Island of Misfit Toys, which I do like. At least you could refresh and restart of a Cedric and an Ashante. But again, like he said, weren't they just teaming up? So why not at least keep them as a tag team? Or we gotta break them up too.
Yeah, a little interesting with that for sure. Bronson Reed should say I would be okay with Bronson Reed coming back down and doing a lap.
Yeah, he'd be champ.
He could be. Yeah.
You would need him. He would have to have a run as a champ. Well, him right now, I would feel in this NXT, who the fuck's beating him? This guy is fucking towers over everybody. Who the fuck? And like Bronson Reed, if he showed up, the only person I think that would be able to challenge him would be Oba.
But he's not exactly a
tower.
He's like 5'8". Like he's not
big as shit.
He's round as shit, yeah, and he's a big dude. He'd be a
top. If Bronson Reed was trying to come at me, I'm still respectfully going the opposite direction.
Fair enough.
I'm a smart man.
Ethan being in the middle of the show is bad look. Nah, you're overthinking it.
We still don't know what ends the show.
I still think it's the North American title, which I'm fine with. And a nothing match for Ethan Page in the middle. There's nothing.
But even then, we still had a huge moment like Joe Hendry showing up. To end the show last week. Who's to say no? But who's to say we don't get a Stephanie McCoy or we don't get a fucking a Motor City Machine Guns or something like that? We don't get another big random kind of moment to end the show.
Yeah, Richard, you'd have to go back through the archives of wrestling. It wasn't always a guarantee that the Austins and the Rocks and the whoever's of the world were at the end of the show. The most important thing for that show was at the end, which is where they did kind of make a mistake last night, but we haven't talked much about it. But yeah, no, Ethan being in the middle is not a big deal. Though Dante gets a 2 count, that would be worse.
Oh, about with the IC belt ending the show versus everything on the show was a bit better. Yeah,
it was a cooler moment to end the show on. If you had that,
you should have ended the show on Howdy. You should have ended. That's the crux, and that's the thing that they even had to deal with a bit with Taker. Of you got to end the show on that because how do you follow it up? How do you follow up the Fantastique and act like it didn't happen?
Yeah, and I agree with that. Like, I mean, I said it last night when we were watching. It was just very much of like shit.
Razor's Edge, 1, 2, 3, as Ethan Page picks up the 1, 2, 3.
And that's it. That's what you wanted. That's what you needed. Again, nothing wrong with your champion getting a pretty easy match. There's some story. Somebody's probably going to jump on him or come out. It might be Aura. It might be Noam. It might be Joe Hendry. Like, we have no idea. Right. But, again, remember, the wrestling.
And it's Aura.
Oro. But keep in mind,
oh.
the WWE universe doesn't fully know Ethan Page, so they want to get him in the ring. They want to highlight him as
You
Oro
have
gets
to
laid
build
out.
him up as well.
Yeah,
Because smart marks, etc., like us, the diehards and the non-believers, know Ethan Page doesn't mean everybody that tunes in to.
Oro's
Ooh,
back.
we're going back at it. Now, I do think that what caused this situation is this is a little much of a reaction to be still this upset about it. But still, it's wrestling.
Oh, he's gonna get his title shot.
Oh yeah. Oh. I can do this because I can't do this.
Well, I mean, in certain places in the world, up your kilt is a thing. So definitely made his mention his motive felt, but Ethan Page gets laid out and they're setting up Ora. Ora getting some cheers.
Right.
Ora getting some love. He's gonna dispatch Ora. Ora's leading to the return of Noam. Then he'll have to fight Noam for beating up Noam, and then he'll move on past Noam.
Right. As I'm getting a
Okay.
replay of the career of Duke Hudson from when he was poker player, all of that, to when he joined Chase U all the way through NXT 2.0 here.
Trying to give Duke some love.
Well, they're setting this up of like, this is the big, huge fight. This is the big heavyweight bout. Oh. I don't know whether to take a pause now or because I worry that they're going to go right into this match at this point.
No, you should have time.
Okay. All right. So I will be back, folks. I'm going to take a pause for the cause.
3-0. Now that it's raining more than ever. It's well played. That's funny. Get my umbrella, Ella. Too much push for no reason. Chair. I mean, again, they've given us a reason. And I think I know what you're talking about, but I feel like they have given us sufficient reason. As I'm getting a package for Cleveland, Ohio, SummerSlam. Oro visually pinned him exactly, kind of. There you go. Yeah. Again, I understand. Oro's kind of a mid-cardy guy, but Ethan Page took out his friend. He wants revenge, and he's punching up. He's punching up. He's swinging for the fences. It's ultimately probably going to cost him some, a loss, cost him some pain. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't. If you don't give Ora and Javon and wrestlers like that an opportunity at being higher than they are, then you're just going to have a whole bunch of people in the lower card. Again, it's just a chance for Ora to kind of stand up and stand out if you can. It's just like side character. Yeah, not wrong. Duke has been in NXT for years. Yeah, man. Again, Duke I thought had a lot, and in that whole poker gimmick, I didn't hate other than I'm playing poker in the ring. But I mean, Duke's not a bad wrestler. I don't love what they've done with Chase U. Andre Chase isn't a bad wrestler, but we'll see. We'll see what tonight means. I mean, I feel like Chase U has run its course. Is this the main? Oba and Duke, I believe, is going to be the main, unless there's anything else carrying. What did you do? Oba versus Duke is definitely the main event. Yes. Good show so far. Not bad. It's going fast. I will say that. I admit, I always kind of base that on, is the show moving along? Are we getting tired with it? There's some stuff in here I don't love. I can defend the things that I think are half decent, but yeah, that's a metaphoric gimmick. I'm not sure what that was a response to. I mean, we should be rooting for Ora. Realistically, he's the baby face. Yeah, technically. And the crowd in the building were cheering for Ora. So, Oro, I don't know what the fuck to call him. Oral, anyway. But yeah, they were cheering for him. And Ethan Page is the heel. When he hit him with the belt, they booed. So they're on cue. They get it. And again, to me, this is just a stepping stone. This is another chance for Ethan Page to establish himself as a good champion. And again, remember, Ethan Page is working backwards a little because he didn't come in and have a big, long NXT run where the fans really, oh, this is who this guy is. He literally got the belt pretty quick. So now you got to give him some matches to kind of build up his mystique, his aura, his ability. Andre Chase is Joe Hendry minus the character. So there you go. He's no Hendry. Will still have we see still the OTM Parker. Is that still to come? Maybe that's the buffer before the main event, Damien. Maybe. I don't know. Duke Hudson was showing out at Heat Wave. This 100% showcase match. Absolutely. We'll see if he can push Oba to the limit. Oba's been outstanding. Now I got Aura and Oba. God damn it. What's up, Vance? How you doing? How you doing? If you choose Kalani's next opponent, who would you like to see? It's a good question. I mean, Paxley would be a good shout for me. I like what Paxley's been doing. Still, kind of slotting into the mid card's not terrible for her. She's not going back after that world title yet. As I'm getting a reminder, NXT No Mercy, September 1st. And Halloween Havoc, October 27th. So, folks, you know where we will be on those dates. We will be live. I wonder, Jessica, Kalani Jordan going to face next? It's a good question. Already beat Sol Ruka. Who else is kind of in that middle mix? Joe Hendry. He appeared. Let's go. Joe's back. Joe talking to Joe. I'm trying to team up with the Scots. I am too. I am. The 250th episode. We will be here live, Boston. As always, Wednesday we'll start off with a shit ton of hopium. We're dialed in, we're excited. The card looks good. Bunch of over the top matches. Tony going all out. I just hope that he doesn't Tony Khan the whole situation. They're talking about Drew McIntyre now. Joe Coffey looks like a fucking old-timey villain. As here comes Izzy Dame. Yeah, I'm super excited for it. That's the truth. We will be here live for that, folks. So be a friend, tell a friend. Make sure you spread the word of Wrestling for Life Network. Thursday, we will be here for our half-year awards. We're looking forward to that one. It's going to be a really fun show on Thursday where we're going to take your votes and give out some hardware, give out some golden KJs. As Tatum, that's provocative. Tatum Paxley, yeah, here we go, off and running. Going for a Hurricane Rana, not working out. Izzy just, oh, wait, hold on. Jeez. I will take your predictions on this match, even though we're off and running. Or definitely feels more over as a face than as a heel. Fact. And even in the heel group, Richard, he was kind of the funny one. Like, he had a funny side to him. So we'll see. I'm not reading it, Paul. I'm not reading it, but yes. I think you meant Duke Hudson is Joe Hendry because they look just alike. I don't see that much of a resemblance there. Maybe I'm wrong. They're tying up loose ends. If Oro just disappeared, fans would be saying, why did Ethan Page beat up Metaphor and then nothing? Yeah, exactly. This is the difference between what WWE is doing and what some other places may be doing. I'm not saying anyone specific, but to me, yeah. Metaphor got taken out, Aura got taken out, Noam got taken out, and we know who did it. There should be ramification to that. There should be an answer. So let's go. Tie it up. A couple good wins for Ethan. Keeps him busy. and you got more competitors, not everything has to be go for the gusto. I say be greedy, but I also say be patient. You'll get fed. As Tatum throwing bombs into the belly. Pause. The 6-person tag team, a mixed tag team match, is the co-main event of this show. So we got 2 more matches still to come. About 45 minutes left on my clock, plus usually about 8 minutes after the hour. I see the OC winning that 6-man. They got to win something, Richard. They haven't won a whole lot, even in NXT. Yes, we have. She was here momentarily. She was the one that kind of confused us about the title match we just had. No belly button. Lots of upper lip, though. a little better, Vance. A little better. Again, I just want her to look professional. I don't want her to look like she works at Hot Topic. Another Joe Hendry moment. Let's go. Lola, potentially. I don't know. She got some other issues going on. Maybe you could use it for a Jada Parker to go after Kalani. I totally expect TK to TK this situation. As we got Choo Choo. Wendy Choo creeping her ass out to the ring. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Yeah, keep hoping, Ronan. Dragon screw. Chop block. They got Scots everywhere, man. Feel like I'm at a family reunion. A little bit of a sloppy enziguri. Joe Hendry, I believe. Izzy Dame, let's go. Lola Vice versus Kalani. Interesting. It's funny, actually played his theme in the back. Yeah, they're nailing it, guys. And this is kind of what Joe does, right? Say his name and he appears. And you got people like Booker T. You got Joe Coffey pointing out, if I hear that song one more time, Gallus said when they think of Scottish wrestlers, they think of Drew McIntyre, not a flash in the pan like Joe. So there you go. Yes, he did. Paul's mad about because she was doing creepy things. Got Dane for the win. Izzy Dane, Lizzie for the win. Izzy Dane for the win. Since when did NXT change its name to Joe Hendry Show? As Tatum laying out Izzy. Big win for Tatum. It's been the Joe Hendry Show, man. Give the man credit. Anybody that doesn't think the WWE is doing well to the TNA, what a weird finisher. Unique finisher. But yeah, they're highlighting this man huge. As now we are getting a creep off between Chew and Paxley. Chew's got a Barbie. Paxley's got the head. What the fuck is happening? Well, that's provocative. What does everybody want? Jesus. Dame for the win. Easy Dame for the win. Kidding me. Thinks Tatum. Kidding me. They gave Tatum the jobber entrance, but they gave her the W. So who cares? They could have at least given her the entrance. I mean, they had other shit to deal with. We had Joe Hendry to deal with, but Tatum got the win. That's more important. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Charlotte Flair versus Paige on NXT tonight. Okay. I meant that in the athletic sense. Oh, my bad. Ethan Page should think Sean Spears. Chase you on 3. Let's go. Here comes Lola. There's more to come. We're getting Lola taking on JC Jane. Who knew this was tonight? Tatum's good. I like Tatum. I don't even know what to say to that. Creepy duo incoming. Yeah, I guess. Are we going to get a creepy tag team? Sleepy Chew and Tatum? Such a weird but funny alliance. Yeah, I don't quite get it. Is when you chew the ice drug killer. You know, you know. That's funny as shit. Tatum won. Yeah, Tatum won. Big W for Tatum. But we're mad about her entrance. Speaking of entrances,
Spooky Dookie 2, where are you? We've got some teams to build now.
right? Gallus might get called up to join Drew against because they said his name and they appear.
Hey, you never know, my guy. You never know.
Right. You don't know what to say 'cause it's kind of true. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, wait, what?
Sorry, we're having
about
a
what?
chat about
No.
Dutch ovens.
Whoa. Okay, moving on. I'm not touching that.
Yeah, exactly. Lola wins.
Now the real cake battle. AB drops it. I can say words.
We're going to the main event. Not yet. We got 2 more matches. Well, we still have a mixed 6-person tag match coming up, and followed by what we assume is the main event. We just had Chase U, rawing it up. We'll see. That usually means something bad's going to happen.
Well, we've still got the North American title match, right? I didn't miss that, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Batgirl is next.
People already lining up of what they're going to watch after this shit.
Right. As we are on a commercial break, folks, and we are rolling through tonight. We got just over half an hour left in the show. Like I said, a couple more matches to get to. Don't forget, we are back for Dynamite. It's 250th episode. I think we've covered like 220 of them.
49th.
Yeah, like we're close, man. I know it's not all of them, but it's been a lot of them. But yeah, folks, be here for that Thursday. Like I said, the award show. We're looking forward to this one. It's going to be a fun night here on the channel. Friday, SmackDown Rampage. Saturday, Collision and Slammiversary. So much to talk about, so much to get into. And we are back all week long. We're building towards some big shows. So, yeah, be a friend, tell a friend.
Absolutely. We're still building towards SummerSlam. We're still big things popping, little things stopping up to something. Season never sleeps. Why?
Right. Should Duke beat Oba so Oba can go after the championship?
No. Because he doesn't need to lose the championship to go after the world title.
Yeah, I don't see Oba losing now. No, not now.
I'm still, until they prove me somehow otherwise, that I'm going with the philosophy that this man's going to have to hand in the title. That they go like X Division with this of, I will vacate my title so I can challenge and have a contendership at that title type of shit.
Yeah. Yep.
That was, yes.
Oh, yeah. No, how do you stop him? How do you stop him? Like, what do you do to stop the man? The idea that he'd be a double champ is very possible. And like you said, unless he decides to relinquish one to get another, yeah. But I mean, how do you stop Oba Femi? We will find out. But I mean, it won't be Duke. I can't imagine it. I think what we're getting with Oba and Duke is going to more tie into the Chase U shit, I think.
Yeah, you're going to more likely see what plays out for a Duke Ridge match than what's going to set up the next big thing for Oba, because I still think we're going to get Oba versus Moose. As so we are getting Cedric and Ashante as a tag team as.
And Ashante got his mind on one thing here at NXT.
Cedric out here looks like he's going to let us know how to reboot Windows on our computer, and Ashante looks like he's going to sing "So I'm Happy." Like he's about to. He looks like he does a Neo. He's a good Neo impersonator.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Ashante out here trying to holler at Jakara and Lash here.
Okay.
Lash is so good.
Possibly setting up Ashante and Oro.
Would be interesting because we've already got Oro and Ethan. But again, could be setting up, the feud after the feud.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Ashante halfway out here. Go take my horse to the hotel room. Right till I can't no more. So I've got JC Jane coming out right now. So yeah, we're gonna get JC versus Lola as a Batman. She's fucking Batgirl with this shit. She is what Tatum Paxley was when she was in the fucking Diamond Mine and shit like that.
No.
You don't remember her with the mask and everything?
There you go. Oh.
Yeah, they're both trash.
JC's far from trash, bro. We've had this conversation. JC,
I understand that, and you're much higher still on her than I am.
She's one of your top heels, and they treat her as such. The face mask only adds to it, and I thought Cedric
she's second fiddle in her own new faction.
I don't think she is. No.
So you don't think that Fallon's the leader?
Fallon just joined them, bro.
She started them.
No, JC.
She came down in a bubble, bro.
I was like, dude, we had this argument last week about this group when I said Fallon was joining them, and you went, no, they're not. Yes, it's always been JC's group. JC had a group, and Fallon joined them, and then Fallon's
go back and rewatch that segment and tell me that JC's the leader of that group.
She's the one that got the match.
Because she's the second
Fallon's
fucking
not even out here.
She's the one that Lola beats to get for Fallon. She's the one you beat to get for the boss. She's the underboss.
This is one of those ones. No, Fallon just got there, bro. Fallon is
but she's that much better.
Oh, well, you just criticized her for being fake.
She can there you go. Be bad there, but still be a better performer.
JC overall is a better heel than Fallon. Fallon has some work to do, clearly, based on what we saw tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. Go back and rewatch that segment and tell me who's the boss of that faction.
Yeah, I don't even see Fallon. Do you see Fallon? I don't see her. JC's the leader. Yeah, just like, yeah.
You hate fucking NXT Boston, so
heel versus heel.
Lola's supposed to be the baby face. She's not a good one, but she's supposed to be the baby face.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm sold on Lola as a baby face. I don't know.
They should have kept her as a heel.
She was fine as a heel with, a bad attitude and a big ego. JC kicked Thea out. Facts. Heel versus heel. No, Lola turned babyface fighting Roxanne. It hasn't gone well.
Fallon as Thea's replacement? Why?
Exactly. She replaced Thea Hale, Squirrel Girl, bro.
No. Replaced her in what? Replaced her in something that wasn't there?
What do you mean it wasn't there? Have you not been watching this show?
No. Where was Thea Hale in the faction?
Oh my God! This all started over JC and Thea Hale, and then JC got new friends.
Moving on.
And then she kicked her out and replaced her with Fallon. Have you that's what we've been watching for months. Roman is returning at SummerSlam. That's a pretty much a foregone conclusion, in my humble estimation. Big booty.
Yeah, I think that's a given at this point.
They are saying Nyx versus Lola for the PLE. That's interesting.
Ooh.
JC, the Mandy of the group. Jasmine, the Gigi. Fallon is the JC. If we are going to the original Toxic Attraction, I'll accept that, Eric.
I disagree.
Yeah, we know. Lola is great baby face, and JC is the leader boss.
As Lola picks up the win.
Ooh. Are we going to get the Latinas? Let's go. Uh-oh, watch out!
Oh, hey, look. There's Fallon.
Oh, you mean jumping in like the henchman?
Yeah. Fallon. Or the leader.
Oh, my God, Nick. Are you not watching these shows every week with us?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's another one. We're going to have a long list of fucking... I don't get it. Keep up, Nick, with the info. Soruka! Cartman! Got Vice for the win. Nick is on his Boston shit now. Boss wants to know if you watch the show. I don't think they're a group yet, but Fallon needs to be on her own running shit.
I will say that I said this earlier. She's better on her own. She's better, regardless of how we want to argue who's wearing this. She's better on her own.
This is a weird trio. I don't care for any of this.
No, this is just bad all the way across the board.
Hashtag amnesia. Oh, Spooky Chew. I said Tatum would be the next for Kalani. That'll be interesting.
It's my doll.
Did we forget the Thea JC friendship?
I wasn't forgetting it. I'm saying as them as an individual fashion of the three of them.
Okay. 3 and 2. Oh, she got a Kalani doll. Uh-oh. Lots has happened, Kira. You're going to have to go back and watch replay, but we are rolling through. Now kiss.
Now kiss. As we've got OTM coming out here.
Yeah.
Mask all around. So we've got mask on mask action here as we've got Bronco, Nima, and Lucian Prince with Jada Parker out here. I actually feel like I'm accomplished because I think I got all three of them right.
You might have.
Which with the vitamins and the Big Nick secret stuff, I feel like that's impressive to remember all of them instead of just out the mud.
Got that. So Jacob Batu is the leader of the bloodline because he jumped someone. No, we're spinning wheels. 2 out of 3. Nick's wrong. No, I'm not gonna read that. The whole promo.
No, keep the streak alive. Absolutely. I'm out here like Goldberg. I am the fucking Brian Myers of this channel right now.
Leave Nick alone. No. Anthony got you back. I forgot how she back in Chase U now, but we were full circle. Yeah, none of it makes sense. Just end Chase U. I hope that's what tonight is the end of Chase U.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hope tonight ends Chase U. Like, it throws a bomb on it. I'm so tired of it. Move on. Do something else.
But what do you think about the idea? And actually, I think it was shout out our homie Big Ray, who I think mentioned this actually, of if Chase U stays like Andre Chase is permanently in NXT.
Could be.
Like Chase U becomes like they actually have classes, they have graduating classes and shit like that. Of you get new recruits, what have you. Of it's the Charles Xavier for Job University of out there with Chase U.
I could see him hanging around for that reason. They just keep putting other people over.
Where does he go on the main roster? He's Elias with a worse gimmick.
Yeah, it's not even the same. I don't know what you do. That's where I'm kind of like, we need to see you guys do something other than Chase U to have any hope of seeing you on the main roster.
Yeah, like Andre Chase is going to be out there. He'd be at best a manager. Like, there's no one right now that you believe or would want to insert him into a feud with on the main roster on any brand.
Chase U is Van Wilder at this point.
Yeah, but that's why I like the idea of it just becomes that constant. It's like you've always joked of calling it the South Harmon Institute of Technology and everything like that. Of that you very much, keep it as this kind of running gimmick on NXT.
Yeah, it could be. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of over it. I mean, again, maybe there's some potential there to be a tag team that grows and develop. I don't know. I haven't liked it. So,
but how would you feel if it was everybody that there moves on and we get, a new cast, a recast here?
So it just becomes like Saved by the Bell. And
that like I said, of it, you get seasons of like Chase U, you get graduating classes and everything. Like we had almost halfway had it at one point to where we're going to have Thea Hale with her graduation ceremony and shit.
Right. That's right. She graduated and didn't leave the fucking place.
Exactly. She's out here just doing extracurriculars. So I think if it was something like that to where you had it as almost like this, literally, it's an NXT exclusive thing of you get certain people that they get through Chase U, but you need to build Chase U to where it's credible enough that you could have that be a recurring thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Chase U had a funeral and they didn't die. They'll never go away at this point. Yeah, they're like Jason
Max.
Voorhees.
Cockroach.
Fucking hell. But we are on a commercial break, folks. We are heading towards the last two matches of tonight. Mixed tag coming up right now. Jada Parker and OTM taking on the Good Brothers and Mia Yim or Mishin, which I still haven't got my head around. But yeah, that's the next one. And then we head into the main event, which is going to be Duke and Oba.
Yeah, Oba.
No list.
But
another classic.
Oh, we're backstage right now with Ethan Page. Oh, that's your NXT champion. Sorry, I misspoke. That's your NXT champion, Ethan Page.
Right. Chase, you was
yeah, that 100%. It's not mission, it's reckoning. Chasey was the successful version of the Spirit Squad. I want anyone out there who has NCAA 25, if you can create teams, I want to see the Spirit Squad as a team versus Chase University.
There you go. There we go. The club is in the house. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Mishin.
This feels... I don't want to say it feels awkward, but it does kind of feel awkward. Like you would expect if this was like them on like a SmackDown, you get some reaction. This is... You ever wanted the cleanest edit, I feel, of their entrance song, you can get it right now.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Like they're a little
there we go.
staler than day old bread, I feel, my guy.
Okay.
As we're underway, so who you got in this match? Who you got?
I kind of want the OC to finally pick up a W. Though it's a tough one because OTM's been inept.
I'm taking out the mud and Jada Parker gets the pin on Miriam.
Interesting. Okay.
Out the mud is one of those that they've got longevity. They've got still a run that they can do on NXT, and Jada Parker has become one of the breakout women on NXT. Mia Yim, I think, is going to be used on SmackDown and be involved in
Nia.
Teaming with Bayley versus Nia and Tiffany. So I think we'll move away from them being on NXT. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a really good way to put Out the Mud over, which is impressive to show. Think about it, of just since they've added Jada Parker and dropped scripts of how much that this, trio, this team has managed to get over.
Yeah. I mean, Jada got over.
Well, that doesn't go without saying, though, of how much she got over in that short amount of time.
Jada again, a tag.
Tag and Lucian.
Big man.
Taking on Gallows, though, like I still, it's always still funny to me of half the time when I watch Gallows and watch his moveset, I was like, yeah, that makes sense why you were fake Kane. That makes sense. You just same moveset. Just if you took Kane and made him fully bald instead of Krusty the Clown bald, same moveset.
Right. As Lucien is on fire, down goes Carl.
He looks like the evolved form of Carmelo, just lighter skin, but just swole as fuck.
Like the before and after of a protein.
Literally.
Jesus Christ.
Tagging a Bronco out here with the mask, by the way.
Yeah, another mask wearer.
Yeah. There's more masks in wrestling outside of CMLL and NXT. With Shadow Bailey rocking the mask and everything at the Mexico City house shows and everything like that. Like, that was actually pretty dope fucking gear that she was rocking.
Mm-hmm. We're getting the graphic reminding us a 2-week special event. So back-to-back weeks at the end of the month and the first Tuesday of August will be the Great American Bash.
Did we ever find out why it's on Sci-Fi of all places?
I don't know.
If we get a zombie at Great American Bash just because it's on Sci-Fi, like when ECW was on Sci-Fi, right? I swear to fucking God.
Yeah, I don't know why it would be on Sci-Fi.
I don't. I wanted the explanation because it's randomly on Sci-Fi for some reason, and it's not like it's the end of the deal. So
that was the only thing I could think of. Was it like, is it in transitioning?
That would be my only question, but I don't think it's. Well, I'd have to look at. I know No Mercy's coming up, and then there's Halloween Havoc coming up that are both they're traveling for it and everything. So it might be towards the end, but no, because the deal ends in January, right? 2025.
I don't know when this deal ends.
Fair enough.
I don't.
As Gallus with the big backdrop onto Nema.
Mission win. Wait, so NXT isn't not directly tied to it. This is something they've commonly done, Boston. So they will get a couple standalones in the fall, but the Great American Bash is a 2-night Tuesday event.
Actually, Anthony brings up a really valid point that I hadn't thought of. The Olympics, perhaps, especially on USA Network. So yeah,
okay,
that's not a bad show.
The Learning Tree takeout tomorrow night. Hopefully, the Learning Tree.
Hopefully, their roots.
Right to the fucking compost with this motherfucker.
Right to the wood chipper.
God damn it.
As Anderson and Bronco right now just going at it. It's interesting to me a little bit, and I think it halfway makes sense from a tag team standpoint of you got the bigger guy paired up with the little guy, and vice versa. If you got Gallows going with Lima, and you got Bronco with Anderson's, you got big versus little.
Right.
Well, tagging the Gallows. Are we setting up for the Shatter Machine? Yes, we are.
Huge neck breaker.
Oh, damn it. I thought they did the Shatter Machine. I'm a terrible wrestling nerd.
It's a neck breaker.
A terrible wrestling nerd. I missed the rolling cutter.
Oh, wait. Jada.
With the plexus for the rest of us.
Oh!
The little riot kick, the little cheeky riot kick, and then a tope into Jada. You might be right, though, with picking the OC to get the win here.
Miss Parker.
All right.
But when you bring in someone like OTM look good. Shatter Machine.
There you go.
The limits
1, 2, 3. So again, falling in line with my trend of I am wrong and you right.
I don't even want to be right. This is bullshit.
Stop. He's already dead.
OC not even close. They had a problem doing it for WrestleMania in a huge arena. That's definitely not the reason. Yeah, no. This is part of their normally scheduled stuff. I think a Great American Bash wasn't a standalone event last year, but I could be wrong.
Fair enough. Well, we're dealing with the witness right now here. Which, by the way, I'm going to be terrible and I can't remember his name, but
what would your dad say about this?
Replacement Damon Kemp is actually an Olympian as well and everything like that. So it very much, he fits the qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening? What is this?
I think
no means no. Awkward and bad.
No means no, Ren.
Right. This is just awkward and bad.
She looks like she's trying to grab him. Come here. So now
Ren was bad. That was just bad.
Unnecessary.
That was a minute and a half of just bad.
Dude, this is ridiculous too. And look, Thea's killing me.
But I like how they're bigging
love
this up a little bit of like this is like the UFC like heavyweight bout right now that we're about to have of coming out to the fucking walkway here. If we get like Stitch as a fucking cut man in this shit, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. All right, Richard. Thank you for correcting me. And I agree. Are you surprised that the Great American Bash isn't? I mean, I don't know. They No Mercy, I believe, is going to be a standalone now. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm surprised even with they had the people in the crowd that were wearing Chase U shirts and had to be coached on how you do the Chase U taunt and everything like that. So that's how you know they're real fans.
Yeah.
Ren joining Dempsey?
No, Ren is blackmailing Dempsey because she witnessed the murder.
The extermination, the disposing of one Damon Camp of I like this. No means no.
No means no, Ren.
No means no. Stop. Ooh, can't wait for Oba versus Duke. Oba Femi reminds me of like a jacked version of the Pope, aka Elijah Burke. Hey, that's not a bad show.
Interesting.
What do you think TK does with FTR now that they're back? But are they back
back?
Like they showed up on Collision? Are they back, or are they back just to like make an appearance? Like, can they actually still wrestle? Because the way Dax was sounding of like he might be like out.
Yeah. I don't know because FTR, and I know people out there, and we were one of them that praise FTR, but I think people are giving FTR flowers that have died. They are not the FTR that we loved. Like, what are they going to do? I don't know. They weren't doing really anything as it was. They have been irrelevant since they re-signed. Other than the stuff they did with the Bullet Club Gold. That's it.
But even that was still meh. Yeah. They haven't done anything of note since the Briscoes.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
Well, like I said, I mean, the Bullet Club Gold stuff was like literally match of the year candidates.
Well, was that fuck? That was after the Briscoes. God damn it! That one tag match, fine.
But they haven't done shit. They haven't done much, and they've done more outside of NXT AEW while being employed by AEW than in it.
I don't think they've done much. Period. Like, think about it. When we were talking about coming up with the tag teams for the award show and everything, we were struggling with names. We've talked about it multiple times of the tag team division across pro wrestling's on a steady decline, on a downward trend here. When before you could rattle off at least 2 to 3 names, and FTR was normally always towards the top. They were struggling to get mentioned this year.
Yeah. Stand back. I like to eat pepper. Oh, I like to eat paper. Right in the name. I eat paper. I should have read it fully. There you go. There you go.
I like to just going based off of the profile picture that this is human beings just a cat that has somehow managed to hit the buttons enough.
That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
FTR fell off.
Huge.
Right. No Royal Rumble. Nathan Frazier and Axiom need more respect put on their names for tag team wrestling. Well, they are a contender for the tag team champion or the tag team of the mid-year, I believe.
No.
Fuck. No. Just sell the gimmick, my guy. They won't know until they go to the community tab. Right? We've already got them there. We've got them 9/10 of the way.
Right.
Sell the gimmick.
One of the better tag teams of 2024. Over the last little bit, they're heating up. They've had some decent matches. Their run's been longer than I anticipated. They seem like they're on the verge of breaking up, so we'll find out.
They just get a Brucey bonus points with me because of the deep, intrusive, vitamin thought of we call him not man because he's a kid.
Yeah. Right. No shit, Boston. They have Marvel. There you go. Axiom and Frazier are lame. Not Man and Robin haven't done much for me.
Right.
No, I wonder. 2 week special.
2 week special. Oh, so 2 weeks on Sci-Fi. They've got to be. So that's got to be what it is. Of shout out. I can't remember at this point who it was that said it, and I don't apologize. Well, no, about to where it's probably getting circumvented because of the Olympics. Yeah, so we're replaying where Lexus King confronted Eddie Thorpe where he was DJing, and again, because we can't play any of the music, and they can't either because it's copyright music. So it just sounds like this weird like fight in a sound studio, like in a sound stage.
All right. As they're gonna have a match. There you go. The DJ versus the rock and roller, I guess. Damien, you're gonna have to tune in on Thursday to find out who takes home the awards. I do wonder who Nathan and Axiom defend against next. Cedric and Adonis.
There we go.
They've grown on me. They've grown on me a little bit too. I will give them credit. I think Axiom needs to lose the mask, but other than that.
Well, he needs to go back to being a kid.
Ooh. Ooh. It's the best shit. Whoa. Now that's cool.
Who would you want to see right now, based on how they've been presented, etc.? Oba Femi versus Jacob Fatu.
Oba Femi versus Jacob Fatu?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I think it'd be outstanding.
Well, to me, it's just one of those. They've both been presented as these just ultimate badasses of just. You're gonna have to fucking kill him to fucking end him here. You have to destroy him here because even like Jacob got the whole not Death Rebel entrance and got the whole pyro and the fucking super Polynesian-y fucking badass entrance, and that's what we've gotten here with Oba as well. So we've got just Oba, but all of Chase U.
What's up, Sean? How you doing? Welcome back. Got Oba for the win. Could you put ABC in a category of tag teams of the year? Yeah, they had a really good year. I think they were close. But again, Damien, tune in on Thursday. We're doing all the awards on Thursday. Show up. You'll find out who was nominated.
We're not giving spoilers away.
Yeah, show up on Thursday.
Thursday, not Tuesday. Thursday.
I don't care about Oba's entrance. I hope he moves away from this eventually. His entrance is awesome.
Boston, I get you're trying to do a gimmick of like just anti NXT, but there's a point to where you just sound kind of dumb saying shit like that. Like that's badass. No, you're gonna tell me that that's a good take?
It's a terrible take.
Exactly.
Thorpe is now EDM DJ. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. Eddie just started DJing mid wrestling match. It was really weird.
Sandstorm. Fire starter.
Oba is going to destroy Duke, so I got Oba Femi winning. Maybe this is a bit of a quick match, and we get maybe we get Moose.
So unless I agree with what you like, it means I'm a dumbass. Noted, Boston. You know that ain't the case, but you do you, boo boo.
Rest in peace, preppy Chase U guy. He wants to serve detention.
Yeah.
So will there be a bacon? Will there be bacon at the awards show? There's always bacon.
Facts.
Something will be cooking, that's for sure.
That's the only catering that we have out here. It's just the bacon.
Right. Oba is perfect the way he is.
What the shit? He's telling this man to run to that corner so I can turn around and can elbow you.
Oh, but if you get your predictions in, folks, we are rolling along. We are in the main event. I'm down with Moose showing up on NXT. Let's go. Why not?
Oh, absolutely. Well, and could that be the case with this being the main event?
Sorry?
Could Moose showing up here be the case with this being the main event?
Maybe.
I know we've got
I think it's
Slammiversary this weekend and everything, but could you at least kind of maybe tease it?
Maybe. It might be a little. I don't know. It'll be very interesting in the sense. Where does it tell too much? I don't know if they'll do it this week.
You could have an NXT or NXT World Champion versus a North American Championship, which might sound a little bit lesser, but yeah.
A little bit tricky.
Right.
Especially going into a pay-per-view. It might make people think that he's definitely dropping the belt, which could be wrong.
Right. Oh, Duke firing up though right now. DDT.
Duke's not a small man.
Oh, not at all. Like
there
that
goes Oba to the floor.
Trust me, if they were ever going to do a Wade Barrett movie, Duke Hudson would play Wade Barrett in that movie.
Oh. All right, we go into commercial break. A late one.
Right.
I think we will. That's what I think is all this is for, Eric, is the big chase you heel turn fuckery. This is all about chase you.
But what's the heel turn fuckery, to use your words?
I think they're going to break up. I think that Duke might be sick of Chase U and the losing. I think Ridge might have a hand in it. I don't know how they're going to divide this, but I feel like Chase U is about to dissipate in front of our very eyes.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm just trying to think of like how they fully split in one segment. Like I could see it. I think that they do at some point kind of dissolve or they graduate or I've tried to make an excuse to keep them going around and keep them going and everything like that, but they've very much jumped the shark and become passe, and they've reached well beyond their expiration date. Like at this point, this kind of angle, this story is getting putrid.
Well, again, they kind of had some issues. Sorry, I'm back. They died. You know, we thought they were going to be something else. Like they had this whole weird angle with.
They got bought out and then rebought again. They lost it and fucking won it back and then lost it again and all of this shit.
That was a big part. I wasn't a huge fan before that shit, but that shit felt like it had some finality to it, and it didn't. Yes, NXT always ends at 10:08. We know, but Dale, I think, confirming it for about. But yes, there's always a bit of bleed over.
I never pay attention to that. I just never notice. I think it's because half the time we still go over well beyond that, so I don't notice.
They don't have to change him. He's already powerful. I just mentioned he's not a fan of his entrance. I like his entrance. I really do like his entrance. I think it's simple, but it gives the crowd, like even as a heel, the crowd are kind of getting into that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I think more of the thing is I don't know what you would change, and I think it's really of in an era, especially where we've got a lot of interchangeable entrances and a lot of interchangeable music and everything like that, to where you don't know who's coming out until you see the Titantron. That at least is recognizable. That's something that when I hear that, I know who's coming out.
Yeah, I saw the word cartoony, but I don't get a cartoony vibe from it. I don't.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. I don't find it that way.
No, I think it's one of those of it's imposing. As I've got Duke firing up out of the chin lock there is, I think it was MDB pointing out of how Oba's out here wearing knee pads like Ric Flair. They're more shin guards than knee pads.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, ironically, MDB, one of my favorite entrances in all of wrestling is Gunther. So
yeah. Well, granted, I still liked the dun, 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 that to me is way better than his entrance music now.
Gunther.
I like the operatic shit. Like that to me was way better.
Yeah, Anthony, your question, that's a very great question. I have no idea how to answer it. I have no clue how and is Ren going to end up in the trunk? What next? But I guess she's an honorary member of the Quarter Pounder crew. Why did we not break these people up? I have no
She's
idea.
the sesame seed and a quarter pounder.
Pause.
Jawbreaker from Duke on Oba here.
Mm-hmm. I would really think that TNA would push if they're going to give up. I think Moose might take the W.
If Moose is still your TNA champion and you do that, then he has to win. Right. But if he's not, it's debatable. As we're getting Oba chants, by the way, in the NXT crowd.
Yeah, never change it. Never change anything.
Right.
NXT live event in Osaka next week. The Japanese tour.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's why I think that they're, I believe, taping allegedly SmackDown because they're going. Yeah, because they're going on the Japan tour.
Yeah.
Which they've advertised Miko Satomura for it, which I hope to actually see her used. I was going to say more, but I'd say at least used.
There you go. Different strokes, and I like it, Paul. Right. I don't trust Def Rebel theme changes. Oba is like Francis Ngannou of WWE. Not bad. Not bad. Good match. Good match.
Right. This is actually like Duke out here with the little rope-a-dope and the okey-doke here. This works though, and it's establishing a little bit of, I feel, that kind of division out here. Tuesday night meet, what?
Well, if nothing else, it's letting Duke wrestle. It's letting Duke be more than just this old guy that hangs around with his university. It's been a weird situation.
Yeah, being more than Van Wilder.
Yeah, like at least we saw it with the tag team match. Now we're seeing it here. Duke can go.
I still wish so, and it should still be a thing as we get a 1, 2 count. I still need Dijak versus Oba Femi. Why we didn't get that and get that as a bit of a run, I will always lament.
Right. Yeah, but I thought they had something, Nick.
Brief, yeah, at best.
Okay. Was that not the match?
No, that was Briggs, Dijak, and Oba. That was the triple threat. That was a fantastic match, but they never had a singles run.
They never really ran. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Femi gonna fly?
Home. Okay. Femi done flopped.
Tuesday night Oba is getting the Big E Langston type of push in NXT. The difference is that Vince is no longer there to ruin him once he gets to the main roster. Valid points across the board, Corey.
Checks out. Chef from South Park versus PC Principal. Oba versus Dijak. Well, hello, children. Backslide for a 2 count.
Up, down. Jesus. Lots of time left on the clock. And the crowd's getting into it.
You say that as we're in an overrun. You say that anticipating another 4 minutes in an overrun.
What's that?
You said lots of time still on the clock as we're at 10:04. And I said, so you're saying that expecting 4 minutes at least at min on our overrun here.
Yeah, so we got lots of time.
No, that's just surprising to me of that. It's literally been trained to there's at least still another 4 minutes of this fucking show. Duh. 2 count.
PCO would be interesting against Oba. Keep throwing shit at him. How do we stop this motherfucker?
This
What a
zombie, he just won't go away.
Pleasantly surprised by this main event as we get NXT chants.
Oh, the little like pop-up toss there onto the announce desk, and the announce desk does not buckle worth a goddamn. Vic Joseph had that double secured since the last time his candies and his gummy worms and shit went popping everywhere.
There it is. There it is.
1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming, Duke. Thanks for playing. You gotta know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away.
Pop up power bomb for the finish. I like it. That was a hell of a match. And not a whole lot of time left now.
Oh, not at all. Well, you even have Vic, though, saying, you can see it in Oba's eyes. He was pushed tonight. Like, that's probably been the most competitive match that Oba's actually been in so far. Like, if we're looking at this fuck it, they work with TKO, they work with the UFC. When you see somebody that starts off really well in the UFC and they get a build, they get they get one cool knockout, so they get a bit of momentum behind them, they get a push. And this is the first time we've really seen, I think, Oba really pushed as a wrestler in this match.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways. And again, it was a nice competitive match. I mean, I don't know what it all means, but again, you got Oba looking like a fucking maniac. And how do you ever stop this man?
I'm telling you, he's just hanging up the fucking belt.
Doing his
They're going to politely ask him for it back.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, we got Axiom and the Rascals hanging out as we've got Jensen and
wait, Trey's got a ref. The fuck?
What is the fucking background of NXT right now? No, that's Cedric. That's Cedric, by the way.
Was that Cedric?
That was Trick and Cedric.
My apologies. I thought Cedric
was
he
had the stripe. He had the stripe, so it makes sense. Trust me, I had to do the double take. I'm glad you fell on that sword of saying it was a ref because I thought
it was a ref. Okay.
But as we're ending it of Jensen gets in the car.
Don't do drugs.
He got in the car with Spears.
Good match. Ridge takes the title away from Oba. I do not think so. But that is the end of NXT. What a who cares finish to all of that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we will take your rating out of 10 on tonight's show. What do you got?
It was a little flat, but it was also one of those of if you're doing this like a serial based show so tune in next week, folks, to see Jensen with Sean Spears and what have you. And that's how you end this it feels like they're already setting up for the CW of all that we were missing at the end of that of, some sappy, 90s, breakup song as Jensen and Briggs aren't agreeing as they walk out as, this is going on and that's going on. And I don't want to wait for my life to be over.
Right. Did they say that? No what? DQ next week, Brooks and Briggs?
If they did, I missed it.
I did not hear that. Again, just I think part of it is like I don't care. I don't care who we got in the car with. It's probably Spears. But right now, I do not really give a shit at all about how that ended.
Fair enough. Well, that's why John's asking, did I see Spears? No, I did not see Spears, but I assumed. I feel like they might have mentioned it. Yeah, it was that. Did NXT reverse itself? Of it started off really great and it fucking tanked a little bit.
I mean, it didn't really tank in the sense that, Duke and Oba was a really good match. I thought the mixed six tag match wasn't bad. I feel like the back half was a lot of shit I didn't care about.
Fair enough. Well, I guess they did say that it was no DQ, but yeah.
Okay.
We got people saying 7, 7.5. Anthony giving it a 6 out of 10. I was doing more Amazon Prime Day shopping than paying attention to NXT. 10 out of 10 for TNA, though.
Right. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I mean, the show didn't suck. It went pretty quick. I liked a lot of what we got, which is weird. It just felt like I don't know, maybe the ending kind of threw me off a little bit. Overall, yeah, not a great show, not a terrible show. I could see me coming in at a 7.
Fair enough, but folks, let us know your rating for NXT tonight. Let us know your rating out of 10, or even if you got to grade it on the curve and go out of 5 or what have you. Well, let us know how you're feeling for NXT tonight. So you gave it a 7?
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. Maybe,
That yawn really fucking solidifies that 7. I feel that's like the stamp of notary there.
Yeah, it was all right. Had some good stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah. Even in my ineptitude and my apparent super wrongness, I'll still give it a 7. I'll agree with you.
Fair enough. 69 likes. Right on. There you go.
Nice.
Thumbs up. I want to see Oba versus Duke 2. Yeah, not a bad argument.
That was the best singles match I think we've seen from Oba.
Right.
We talked about it during the end of that match when I was saying about how we never got a Oba Dijak. We got Oba, Dijak, and Briggs, which was one of the fucking steals of WrestleMania weekend. That was a fantastic match. But granted, that was involved with the Knuckles bullshit of that fucking marketing. But
yeah, maybe as far as like a one-on-one, I mean, he hasn't really, I mean, he's taken out kind of name after name after name. Yeah, I think really, yeah, it might be.
You say one of the Wesley matches was better?
Wesley pushed him longer, further, but I think it was a foregone conclusion. Tonight was a foregone conclusion as well. He beat, Crucifino, Joe Coffey.
But would you rather see somebody like him versus somebody that's his stature versus somebody that, it's David versus Goliath?
Yeah, maybe a close runner-up might be Ivar. That's it. That's the only one I can think of.
I'll go on the record and say that to me was my favorite Oba Femi single.
Fair enough. Yeah. Maybe more inclined to his best performance in a kind of a one-up, maybe. Like I said, the only other one I can think of that was kind of hot to trot was Ivar.
Fair enough. As Damon with an 8 out of 10. Danny, KJ ready for Jericho tomorrow?
Always. The right kick in the nuts, or mid-show. I hope tomorrow's a really good show. And they can minimize. I know Jericho's slated. He's on the fucking poster or the call out for
right of the acorns. Yeah.
Like, fuck right off with this guy. You're killing your program with this idiot every week.
It's another example of doing more harm than good, of thinking that they're helping when they're really hurting.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. If NXT gets a bad rating this week, they can blame it on Amazon.
Facts. Let's go.
Blame it on Prime Day.
Today,
that and NCAA 25. No one was tuning into us because they were all playing NCAA 25 and shopping on Amazon Prime.
Right.
The show was good. 8 out of 10 says Denisha. Sorry.
That's it.
Oh. RM Richard saying NXT is lacking good storylines, but they have good title reigns right now.
Yeah, but I feel like all the story, like there's lots of story. Maybe your argument is they ain't great stories, but yeah, there's a lot of story there being put out.
You could see potentially how you could make the same case a la AEW of theoretically there's a lot of story. They ain't great stories, but there's a lot of story of you could almost say that a wee bit with NXT. Like I could make the case for the argument of I know that it's really nice that we've got like the Rascals involved and we've got Joe Hendry, but you take those away, you take the TNA play partners away, what do you have?
Right. Nothing. You don't have a whole lot.
That might be a bit of the problem.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think they're doing a pretty good job as far as like everything we got tonight was story driven. Like even the matches were story based. Um, so I mean, again, whether you love them or hate them, I mean, everything has some story to it. Even fucking Paxley and Choo Choo have a story brewing. Like there's something. They're definitely putting pieces together.
Right.
It all depends on whether or not we enjoy it. Swagger said all he does is put all Jericho does is put people over. If you can list 3, I will be impressed.
Yeah, you can say that. Providing evidence is different.
Right. 7 out of 10. The show starts out on fire, but the last half it went downhill from there. But the main event was solid. Yeah, main event was good. I don't know. Yeah, flat finish.
It really teetered. It was reverse booked. It started great and plummeted downhill.
Yeah.
It started at its peak and went nothing but downhill.
Absolutely. But ladies and gentlemen, we will put last call out there in the chat. Let everyone know we are going to tap out. So get your final thoughts in. We'll click through the last few here, but TNA really is helping NXT right now. It's funny that how the tide has turned in some people's opinion. Don't be silly. I mean, yes, but NXT is helping TNA in a huge way.
It is with the audience, but like I said, if you took the TNA aspect right now out of NXT, is NXT still where it's at? That's a different question, I feel. Like, I get that TNA being featured on NXT is helping it, but if you don't have no Rascals, that's off the show. Where we going with Gallus? I think that this integrations very much helped both parties.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's no denying that. I think it's been beneficial. It's been fun. It's been exciting for the fans to tune in, a reason to tune in and see if there's a pop to be had. Joe Hendry was the star of the first hour of the show. Definitely beneficial. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely working in both ways. And again, the exposure, for the people that don't know who Trey Miguel is, don't know who Joe Hendry is, don't know who, whoever. I mean, it's huge exposure for some of these talent. Absolutely, Denisha.
Right. Well, I like this from MDB of Wrestling for Life Network over everyone, and then also Bash 8, a man after your own heart. I missed 90% of the show, but I see Lola dancing, so that's a 10 out of 10 show for me.
Right. We'll see. Lola might be getting bumped off the list here. She's struggling a little right now. Got to find her place.
They gotta just work her back as a heel. She can't stay as a babyface. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't buy it. It's not clicking for me anyway. That's my 2 cents on it.
Right.
Oh, all right. Misfits Wrestling Podcast. If I'm booking this, Roxanne versus Thea Hale takes place on night 2 of Great American Bash. Then you bring out Julia to set up the match at No Mercy. Facts. And again, you give Roxanne and Thea is going to be a really good match. And it will be another match setting up. And again, we heard the names. Stephanie, Julia are on the horizon. She said the names. They are going to be a thing. But in the meantime, Thea Hale is going to be a really entertaining match as far as pace and the overall work between these two ladies. They're going to bang.
I still want to add the stipulation to it of make it a submission only match. I think it adds that nice little extra bit of spice to it and everything. But yeah, now that because I initially didn't know that Great American Bash was a 2-night thing, but especially if it's a 2-night thing, then that's where you do that. Now, granted, be a little interesting and bring the Japanese woman on Great American Bash, but yeah.
Didn't even think of it.
Exactly. But yeah, you can do that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to pack it in for the night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying the show. I hope that you enjoyed the show. But thank you for participating. And make sure you come back tomorrow. We got AEW Dynamite, the 250th episode. Lots of things happening. 2 title matches, at least 2 title matches, and so much more. Plus the award show Thursday and all week long. All your favorite wrestling. Heading towards Slammiversary. Heading towards SummerSlam, and we already had Forbidden Door, All In, and all the other stuff, folks. So click all the links below. Go check out the merch store. Follow us on Discord, and our socials are below. Go check out our videos. Go check out Anthony's review of TNA. Go check out all the fun stuff. But thank you, and that's all I got for NXT tonight.
Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talking about that wrestling, but put that for life with it.
Have a good night, folks. Come back tomorrow. See you on the flip side.